Boom, welcome back to the Sebs Show. It's your boy Sebs, co-host Gib. We're here breaking down UFC on ESPN 1, UFC Phoenix, Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou. Great. This is going to be the inaugural event on UFC, non-UFC, on ESPN. And it's actually this Sunday, February 17th. Not the strongest card. Usually I say it's strong from top to bottom, but there's a lot of fights here that there's a couple, not a lot. There's a few that I'm not interested in that I want to be too interested in, and I really do think they should put Calvillo and Courtney Casey on the prelims and bump up Jimmy Rivera and Aljamain Sterling. That deserves to be on the main card. I have no idea how that's headlining the prelims. More than deserves to be on the main card. More than Miles Jury and Andre Fili, at least, I would think. But I guess you're not expecting it. Rivera isn't always the most entertaining guy to watch. He's very patient. So is Aljo. So I can see that being a slow fight where they didn't want to put it on the main card. But man, it's a pretty good card. There's some. The first, the fight past prelims or the prelims, whatever, there's a lot of, fillers, I would say. I don't know. But, I'll give you guys Jessica Penny and Jodie Escobar. I'm not looking forward to that fight at all. I don't give a fuck who wins. Deech is on that fight, that's for sure. Whoever loses is getting cut, pretty much. That's what that means. I was going to say I'm not interested in Sanders and Barao. We'll get to it, but we'll get to it. I'm interested in that fight because I think that's another loser leaves town match where I can see Barao getting cut or retiring or some shit if he loses, and Sanders definitely they would have to cut him if he loses this one. But we'll start from the top or the bottom actually. The first fight of the night is Alexandra Albu versus Emily Whitmire. And fights like this, I'm just going to skim by super quick. I didn't do a ton of tape on either. From what I remember, Albu, people were telling me she looked really good against Caitlin Curran. No, she didn't, bro. From what I remember, she did not.
She's definitely tough. She takes quite a bit of punches.
Pretty bad technique. She's an okay wrestler.
Yeah.
But, if the fight at all is competitive with Caitlin Curran, really, I don't know what to tell you, man. Again, it's not too good right there. Caitlin Curran is probably one of the worst female UFC fighters of all time. Absolutely horrible. It's always these pretty girls that are really just bad. Rachel Ostovich is absolutely terrible, and she's.
Well, I mean, you can get these girls to go on these weird win and losing streaks, and then all of a sudden they just make one person's day a living nightmare.
Do you know Cassie Robb? Cassie Robb posts these ass shots and everything on Instagram. She's 2-10.
Oh,
that's her record. Yeah. She's horrible, but she's gorgeous. Same thing with Albu. She's probably the one who's gorgeous, who has one of the best records. Definitely one of the. She's used to be a bodybuilder or something like that, really heavily into muscle bodybuilding or something. I'm almost positive she was a bodybuilder. So it's really I remember mentioning that in her last fight against Caitlin Curran, that might play because she took so much time off. Even with this one, I think that's a big mistake. She's taking from all of her fights from her first fight, this is ridiculous. You can't do this and expect to be good. I don't know how everyone is having so much confidence in this girl, but she doesn't fight. She fights every 2 years. Her first fight, 2013. Second fight, 2015. Third fight, 2017. Fourth fight upcoming, 2019. Every 2 years this girl's fighting. She's more busy posting ass shots on fucking Instagram over here, doing squats with the bar and showing her coup. I'm embarrassing, bro. Learn how to fight, bro, and then come talk to me. Emily Whitmire, she ain't anything special either, though. I'm not gonna lie. She can definitely get mauled. here. You know what? I'm gonna go with Emily Spitfire Whitmire.
Really?
Yeah, she pulls the upset. I think. Like to me, man, Albu is like everyone's overrating this girl. Just they think Whitmire is just a bro. Whitmire can shoot these arm bars if she wants. She's not that bad. She's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, but she's a fucking. And I see why Albu's the favorite. Obviously, I'll like agree with that, but he's not the greatest, and she has some cardio. It's gonna affect her. The bodybuilding, she has a lot of muscle, bro. Like that's it, man. She has a lot of muscle in her. Cutting down to 115 with all that muscle, you're gonna gas out at some point during the fight if all you're doing is grappling and shit. And
she looked pretty gassed on her fight.
Against
that went unanimous, but at the same time, like it took a lot out of her.
I was not impressed. I was not impressed at all. I actually picked, I think, Kaylin Curran in that fight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, to get her first win in like however long it was.
She got into some dumb brawls with her. She didn't have to get into.
Yeah, I think this is like slightly better than Kaylin Curran, Emily Whitmire. She's probably slightly better. Nothing special, I'm gonna say, like obviously. And I think Albu's might be the better fighter here, but with all that inactivity and shit, I just think Whitmire is gonna be able to pull this off. Maybe get a submission or something.
She's been grinding.
Like I can fucking just see it happening. I didn't fade. I picked against like I said, Albu in the first fight with Curran, and I'm still like I didn't even bother taping this fight because I have no confidence at all in Albu. So like good luck to everyone who did bet this fight. If you picked Albu, good luck. But I just personally wouldn't trust her at this point. You guys are gonna say the same shit to me about some of my picks for sure. Like I'll tell you guys right now, I have Chrome Gracie all day, probably by submission, and a lot of people are gonna hate on me for that pick because it's his first fight in the UFC, and it's not a wrestler or anything like that. But we'll talk about that a little later on. This is different. I'm just saying, Albu at 3-0, who fights every 2 fucking years. I'd be careful playing her. This is a girl who gasses out, right? We're not sure if she can go 3 rounds hard. 3 rounds against someone's going to push the pace back. I'm not sure if Whitmire's going to push the pace back, but I'm pretty sure Whitmire isn't like the same quitter that Kaylin Curran is, who's going to quit on the stool, talk to her corner like she has no clue what's going on. Jason Perillo has this fucking, or I think it's Perillo that was in her corner, but it has to like go Maluk and fucking scream at her and shit. She just doesn't want it, bro. And I think this Whitmire girl, like, she trains at a good gym, right? Extreme Couture. I think that's a pretty damn good gym. And we already spent too much time on this fucking fight. I got Whitmire, but like I'm saying, guys, just be careful playing Albu in this spot. She should win. But I'm picking Whitmire to win. I can see Whitmire pulling off a submission or something, just pulling off the upset. But I would be careful playing this match in general. You don't really know what you're gonna get with Albu at this point. You kind of do, right? Because she's a pretty decent grappler. Her striking is not good, right?
She's got a background in judo, apparently.
Yeah, that's why her takedown. She's got pretty strong takedowns and stuff. And she is heavy on top, right? She's got like you're gonna be strong as fuck if you're a bodybuilder carrying around that muscle mass and then cutting it down to 115. You're gonna be strong regardless. So I do see the play on her. I understand it. I just don't trust her in this spot. I don't know, man. I just don't have the confidence in her. I can easily be persuaded to like pick her, but I wouldn't bet her in this spot. Gib, how about you?
Emily Whitmire. She's not too bad. I think she was a little held back at times when I don't think she should be. She let some pretty loose jabs fend people off, and she even switches stances so she can kind of toggle the right jab or the left. And I kind of like that type of thing that she does. She's at least keeping them up there. She taps a lot with her jabs. Not very good against fighters who kind of like to take the punch and throw big, and that's kind of something that Albu really likes to do. She leaves her head right in the middle. Doesn't really wobble off to the side. She kind of keeps it there and throws loose. Good center of base if she's kind of getting wrestled, and obviously very, very strong. But I mean, she does get hit by some really dumb punches in the Kailin Curran fight. She definitely got hit with some stuff every now and then. When she got a little too confident with the stand up, she seemed to get a really good right hand down the middle every now and then. Albu had a pretty vicious left kick. She threw one kick to the head, one kick to the body, and then a left hook and a right hand. Again, landed on Kailin Curran. I think eventually in that fight, even though she does win, Kailin Curran had her back and almost choked her out on the ground. She had to kind of battle up and stand back up and take her down again just to even the round out. But, I mean, it does take a lot out of her. And it's not very good when, you see a fighter who's getting kind of drained of energy and she's keeping that head in the center line, and definitely not something that you want Whitmire to kind of keep jabbing against. The very basic punches she likes to throw. She likes to throw body shots too. And if she adds those up in there, she could definitely get her into a stamina war with Albu and maybe even throw this girl her first loss. Maybe her inactivity might have something to do with she's kind of biding her time and waiting. Maybe now after this fight, she'll go on and fight every couple of weeks or something. I'm not sure.
Not a couple of weeks, a couple of months, bro.
A couple of months or something. I don't know.
I hope so. Fuck, man, start fighting.
Yeah.
She's 3-0. I'm not saying the girl is not good at all. She should, in my opinion, she should win this fight.
To be honest,
she's the rightful favorite.
I think she does. She's a favorite for a reason. I think she's super strong, and even if she does kind of run the stamina, she still throws pretty tough punches to deal with. And it seemed like only in the late second round to third she really started to fall off, and even then she had control up into the first two rounds to even keep her in the fight. So there's definitely some moments in and around that I can see Emily Whitmire taking advantage of. But she's got to actually be aggressive in this fight to really be a big force against Albu. But I think Alexandra Albu takes this fight. I think she gets a decision here, possibly.
Yeah. To be honest, like,
I can see why she's a favorite.
Like, fucking, she should win, right? Like, Roxanne Modafferi.
Yeah, it wasn't a good fight to watch.
Bro, absolutely.
Not a good fight watch.
Absolutely mauled Emily Whitmire.
Now, you know what? I got to give it to her, though. She's a vet, man. Like, she's
a vet, but, like,
goes up against people who aren't ready to, like, fight her first round. And she's crafty, man.
She's definitely a vet, but she's fucking horrible, Gib. I think Albu's better than Roxanne Modafferi, like, definitely top control and stuff like that, right? And, like, so I don't know if I want to change my pick right now. I think I'm just going to have the balls and stick with Emily Whitmire and get the hate if I'm going to get the hate. But, yeah, now I think I see a little bit more why you guys would play her off. I guess the Roxanne Modafferi fight, even the Jillian Robertson fight, seeing how she got armbarred pretty quick and shit. Albu's not one of the worst plays, so I could see her being played. I just personally, I don't know. Still, something's telling me. I guess my gut just telling me to stay away from that one. But good luck to everyone who was playing that fight. Next up, we got Luque Sanders versus Henry Barao, and man, this is a fight that, like, if this was like 4 years ago,
it wouldn't even be a question.
Barao would be what, minus 1,000 more?
Yeah.
More?
This would be like co-main event or something, and it would be for like a belt chance or something.
If Sanders actually had his shit together,
yeah,
like, this guy was a promising prospect coming into the UFC. When he beat Blanco and he choked him out in the first round, this guy we thought was going to be like pretty decent fucking. They were trying to feed him right to Brian Caraway at some points. You know, to see
he was beating the shit out of Alcantara before the knee bar happened.
he beat the fuck out of Alcantara.
He was beating the shit.
But his IQ wasn't all there. He should have felt his leg being extended like that, and Alcantara grabbing at the knee or right under the calf, right, ready to extend it, and he wasn't prepared for that. His IQ isn't. He's like not all there, man. He's not a Scoggins level IQ, right? Scoggins gets fucking tapped out left, right, and center. It's embarrassing. I feel bad for him. Scoggins is one of the best, could be one of the best bantamweights in MMA. Literally, with his striking and his wrestling, could be one of the best. But fails because of his IQ. Jumps into guillotines. Does a lot of stupid shit he doesn't have to do. And same thing, I think, with Luke Sanders here. This guy got knocked out by Andre Sukumtoth, but I forgot that. That was bad.
I don't know, man. Sukumtoth's been doing decent. He just got a win over Martinez.
Sukumtoth is fucking horrible, bro.
Bro.
Not
the greatest fight IQ.
Yeah.
Not the greatest fight IQ.
Sukumtoth lost to Albert Morales.
It's got hard.
Right? And he took down Sean Malley when Sean Malley had a broken leg.
Yeah. But even Sukumtoth feels bad about that. Like he even said,
stupid.
Fuck, dude. Like what am I gonna do? It happens.
Yeah, he's stupid. He should get cut or something for that. That guy's actually an idiot. I don't fuck Sukumtoth. I would never play that guy. That guy's the worst IQ I've ever seen in my life. He's might as be Tyson Pedro. They might be brothers. Him and Justin Scoggins and Pedro, fucking the triplets right there with their IQ.
The triplets.
I'm looking right now. This guy's only 2 fucking wins with Maximo Blanco and Patrick Williams. That's fucking horrible, Sanders. Like, every time they feed this guy to anyone who's, like, relatively good, like, I'm not even saying Sukumtoth is relatively good, but he had a path to victory there, right? Yuri, not really that good, old and shit, right? Has his path to victory with the submission, gets it. Andre Sukumtoth has a path to victory with his knockout, gets it. Ronnie Yaya has a path to victory with the submission, right? Sanders should be able to outstrike him. Pretty good wrestling, should keep it on the standing up. Gets heel hooked in the first fucking round, bro. You know? So his confidence, he can't be too high. He knows I was listening to an interview or something. He knows that this is probably his last fight in the UFC if he loses. So with that kind of pressure, I don't know how you're going to perform. Hannon, on the other hand, is an absolute shell of himself. This is a guy that was at one point 30-1, 32-1 before he fought Dillashaw the first time, 32-1. Right, when he was beating Uriah Faber, Eddie Wineland, and then he fights like in his prime. This guy was unreal, like WEC.
Yeah.
Although and then that beginning of his UFC era, like in 2012 and 2013, up until about mid 2014 when he loses to TJ Dillashaw, and Dillashaw pulls off this crazy upset. Right, fucking Hen Barao was a -1,000 favorite, and Dillashaw pulls off this crazy fucking upset in the 5th round, completely fucks him up in all the rounds. Pretty much, Dillashaw has his number, so they give him Mitch Gagnon. He gets the arm triangle in the 3rd round there. Another time he was just -1,000 favorite. They just tried to get him to win back before he fought Dillashaw for the rematch there. I think Dillashaw got hurt when they were planning it or something. He rematches Dillashaw. He gets knocked out again in the 4th round, right? And then so he's got his 2 losses to Dillashaw, and then he fights Jeremy Stevens at, I think it was a 145. Yeah. This is one of the first times I faded Henbrow. This is when I started getting back, because I was always into the UFC. I fell out of it for a while. I started getting back into it in 2015, 2016. And this is one of the first fights I remember playing was that I tracked, I believe. It was Stevens to I don't even know if I tracked this. I don't think I did actually, but I remember playing this one. Stevens to beat Henan Barao, right? And like Stevens was a dog there, and fucking they thought Barao he was ready to shell of himself. I could see, and he was coming up from 135 to 145. Stevens was dropping down from 155 to 145. So I saw the size difference there. He loses that fight. I thought he should have got knocked out. His next fight, he should have finished Felipe over, but he doesn't. He gets a decision win there too. Another time where like huge favorite, no clue how he doesn't win, right? Or how he wins, but he doesn't finish over, whatever. He gets the win. Fights Aljamain. I thought that was going to be a tough fight for him to begin with, and he ended up losing to Aljo. And then I remember I put 5 units on this motherfucker against Brian Kelleher. Against Brian Kelleher, I put 5 units on, and I thought Barao was going to wreck Kelleher. I was like, okay, this is Barao is coming back. He's going to fuck Kelleher up. Kelleher's nothing special. Boom, Kelleher fucks him up. And then he loses again to Andre Ewell. So this guy's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of his last 6. Not good. One of these guys are getting cut. And that was the whole premonition of like what I was fucking going for there, describing both the records for 10 minutes. But I'm actually going to go with Henan Barao here, the ghost of Henan Barao. I think he's going to... Like if Luke doesn't knock him out, if Luke doesn't knock him out, Luke can be in some trouble too. If Luke doesn't knock him out, because if this goes to Luke's really bad on the floor. He gets into these scrambles and stuff, but he doesn't know what to do off his back. And Henan, I believe, is a black belt, right? So like if he gets on top of you, he's probably gonna finish you if there's that much of a disadvantage on the floor. I'm just going with Henan. I think Henan has the more experience here. I don't know who wants it more. I really don't. It looks like both these guys are at the end of their UFC career. But I'm going to go with Henan Barao here. I'm not confident at all picking this. I want another fight I would not bet at all. This can go either way. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Henan. How about you, Gib?
Yeah, I can see why you're going for Ren in this fight. I mean, he showed his stuff in that Andre Ewell fight because Andre Ewell was off to a pretty decent start. I think he got a knockdown, didn't he? And Barao just started really battling back in that one. We actually saw some kicks go off, some huge right hands in the last 30 seconds. Odd enough. I mean, he was kind of hovering over that win for a while. I think Barao got him to the ground a few times. Started doing his thing. Gained tons of advantages. I think he tried to slap like a nasty armbar on there. Still, man, he's got some good takedowns, good grappling game. All the stuff that got him the belt in the first place, it's all there. And when younger fighters and guys who should be, outmaneuvering him and really using their athleticism aren't doing it, and they're kind of standing there, Renan Barao can start taking over, and maybe those old kicks from a ghost might come back. I mean, we already saw Anderson Silva, still very capable of defending himself on the stand-up against even some of the higher level talent. Luke Sanders still looking for a W in a while. Since Patrick Williams, I think, after the heel hook he got on, or a heel hook that Rani Yaha got him in. I thought that was a decent fight for Luke Sanders to win, especially after the Sukum toss and Alcantara loss. But he does decent with his takedowns. He likes to throw those punches when he gets mount and starts to really throw. He likes to ground pound a lot, so much that kind of moves him out of position a little bit and kind of leaves certain legs and arms out there that he shouldn't. Very, very susceptible to submissions as he has been. But early on, before even getting to the UFC, this guy was an undefeated prospect. again, came in against the Blanco 1-round chokeout. I haven't really seen that in a while. Even the Patrick Williams fight, I'm surprised he couldn't end it. Patrick Williams was kind of one of those guys that he should have beat easy, I felt. But I actually think he beats Renan Barao in this fight. Barao just, I could tell he really thought he was going to beat Andre Ewell in that fight, and I kind of wanted him to, but it just didn't look like he could. Just didn't look like he can kind of keep that that engine running as quick as possible. I think Luke Sanders would be a little dangerous for him. Not on the ground or anything like that, but I could definitely see Luke Sanders just hitting him and just following up with some massive ground and pound. Again, I think Barao has a few more ways to win. I think if Luke Sanders starts freezing in place a little bit too much and let Renan Barao get trigger happy with that kick, hell, man, we might even see some old stuff. But I still think Luke Sanders beats him in this one. Yeah, I think he gets a W back here after his last loss. I got Luke Sanders in this one.
So did I hear right? You have Sanders.
Yeah.
Okay. I could actually see him winning as well. I don't feel too confident in Barao. I just think Barao pulls it off. I'll let you take the next one here, Gib. The one I don't want to talk about. Yep, Jessica Penne and Jody Escobar.
Okay. Jody Escobar, real rough fight against Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Again, I don't think a lot of girls can take her on, but she's pretty decent at the fence grappling when she can get people there. Got a lot of great early presence and really lets it be known. Did pretty well against Jessica Aguilar. Interesting having success with some big uppercuts in her fight that she throws to people. She likes to grind people out on that fence. She's got some pretty good boxing. I think she has a boxing fight on YouTube, if that's her. She has her hands down a lot, but I think it's just because her boxing style. She just wants to get people with like little slick jabs and kind of tiptoe with her footwork on the inside and try to throw some really close hooks and body punches. She likes to really pop that jab out. I think she works with Holly Holmes and those people there at Wink or something. I can see her really brawling people up. Jessica Penne, real tough in her past fight against Joanna. Did decent against Danielle Taylor. Didn't have very many problems. But I felt when Danielle Taylor was really throwing her punches and kind of getting what she wanted on the inside, didn't look very good for her. When she's constantly moving and stopping for a second too long, that's when she kind of gets hit. But she's got a decent kick behind her jab that she likes to pepper in there. And it could be really troublesome, especially for Escobar. She's really heavy on the boxing, so any sort of leg kick or any sort of leg attack will kind of bring her front leg into a bit of trouble. She did lose the decision to Danielle Taylor in that fight, but had a few problems taking her down in the very beginning. She really needs to get people off balance, get people to the floor. She's got a pretty good clinch knee that she likes to hit people up with, and likes to get people with a right hand when they have that low left hand. So I'm sure she'll be going for a lot of Jody Escobar's low hand type of punches. It's just a little. It's a bit of a question if she can box with her. I don't know, man. I can see possibly Jessica Penne getting her first win in a while. I don't know.
This fight's fucking horrible.
It's I mean, they're both on losing streaks. I guess Penny is on a little bit of a longer one.
Penn hasn't won since 2014. That's fucking
Yeah,
pathetic.
yeah.
5 years? The fuck are you doing? How about Escobar? When's the last time she won?
Yeah. Same thing. She won against Deanna Bennett, but that was a split decision.
Oh, that's horrible. She go to split decision with Deanna Bennett, bro. That's pretty bad.
Ashley Yoder split decision.
Oh my goodness.
Which I'm sure you're, yeah.
She lost to Alexa Grasso, bro. I didn't even know she got choked out by Alex Chambers. Oh my goodness. I'm just because of that, I'm picking Jessica Penne. I don't even do it.
I'd like to see Jessica Penne get her first W in a while, to be honest with you.
They're both super old too.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Jody's like what, 32, so that's not too bad.
They're in the same range at least. Oh yeah, difference, but.
Oh, and I just want to. This is the middle of the show. I know I wanted to just give a message out to everyone, all the Octarians and everything. Let me just make sure. Give me a second, guys. I was actually gonna do this at the beginning of the show. Completely forgot, so I'm deciding to do it right now. Please, if you guys can, on nwbrampton.ca, there's funeral costs for Ria Rajakumar, who actually died 2 nights ago. Her father killed her on her own birthday. I know this is like not what you guys want to hear right now during a betting podcast, but it just pretty much means a lot to me if you guys were to donate or at least keep her in your prayers and stuff. Do something at the very least. Pray that like her father actually gets what he deserves. Piece of shit actually killed his own daughter on her birthday, but nevertheless, may she rest in peace. And like I said, nwbrampton.ca for some donations. She's already almost has $8,000 for the funeral. They were looking at $2,500. They surpassed their goal, but they're still accepting donations, of course. So let's give this little girl a beautiful funeral. And yeah, let's do that, guys. Think about like $10 that you're gonna put on DraftKings or $10 you're gonna put on a bet or something, and maybe save that $10 and throw it into the donation. Why not? I think if we all, it can just make the difference and definitely help the family through this morning, like fucking horrible time. At least let's take the burden of the funeral off of them. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So may she rest in peace. God bless. But not to get all negative, but yeah, I got Jessica Penne as well. I'm not breaking that fight down. This fight's fucking horrible to me. I'm not even gonna watch it, so there's no point. If I talk about it more than 1, 2, 3 seconds, then yeah, that's more than I'm gonna watch of it. So there's literally no point in me in breaking this down. I think Jessica Penne wins. Listen to what Gibbs said. If you really want this broken down, he broke it down pretty much exactly how I would have. But yeah, and it looks like you have Penne too, right?
I got Penne to win. If you're smart, I would say put on Jody Escobar though. That was a better boxer. I would just rather Jessica Penne win. It's been a while, and I don't know. It's always those fighters who've kind of been on that losing streak that all of a sudden that one fight just wake up and they're like killing it. You wonder where that one was, 2-3 fights ago.
It's going to be an awesome fight to take a shit during. Just a wicked fight to take a shit during. It's going to come on at... What time do the prelims start? Do you know? I think they said 5 or 4. That'd be sick if it was 4, because main card starts at 9, I believe.
So
yeah, 5:30. 5:30.
Oh,
5:30.
Okay.
So that's not bad. 5:30. And I like that they're doing this now in the ESPN era. It looks like all the cards that aren't pay-per-views are going to be like around that time, like 8
Good.
o'clock, 9 o'clock. So that's super cool that we get fights earlier now. We don't have to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning for these fights. And for all my UK boys in Europe, like those guys have to stay up till fucking 7 o'clock in the morning to watch fights. So God bless them. God bless their souls. I have no idea how those guys do it. You guys are fucking real fans, bro. Staying up till 7 o'clock in the morning to watch UFC. Holy shit, I go crazy doing that for UFC Shanghai. Like we do it for like 1 or 2 events a year for Eastern Standard Time, where it's like at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning when it starts.
These are crazy.
And yeah, like fuck it, I almost always fall asleep during those. Well, actually, I'm pretty good during them, but shout out to you guys for doing it every fucking week, pretty much. Hopefully, the extra 2 hours helps a little bit for you guys. Yeah, so I got Penne. He's got Penne. Enough about this fight. Fuck it. Next fight. Well, we have to start running through these. We're actually not even close to being done yet. Scott Holtzman versus Nick Lentz. I'll break this one down super quick. So, not the hockey player and Holtzman, right? Kid's, I'm not gonna say kid. He's 35 years old. It's impressive though. Since he's coming to UFC, he only got 2 losses, and they're against 2 guys who are like good fighters, right? Josh Emmett,
Drew Dober.
Drew Dober, who's amazing Muay Thai, really good Muay Thai, amateur Muay Thai world champion, like legit stand up, and that's his first. That's his second fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
Right, and then he goes and he fights. But his wins, all of his wins except the Alan Patrick fight, that was his big win, right? Dale Horcher, he obviously should have mauled him. I don't know how he didn't play him for that. Michael McBride mauled him. He didn't maul him, but definitely like McBride's nothing special. And then Cody Fister. But the Alan Patrick fight was what got me because I took Patrick. I don't remember how many units on him, but I definitely bet him in that fight. And I was almost positive Patrick was going to be able to take him down and probably sub him or something.
Yeah.
Something, like at least have the grappling advantage when it gets tough. And I thought
it's normally real fast. First round, like you're on the floor.
Yeah, and Patrick's stand-up isn't horrible. It's okay. He can still get close it in so then get you to the floor. He's a really good grappler, right? And man, he was just getting denied by Scott Holtzman. And Scott Holtzman gets into, I forgot how the whole sequence played out, but I remember him finishing from ground and pound elbows from like the mount or the guard or something. I remember something like that. But he ends up finishing Alan Patrick in the 3rd round. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, so that fucked up my play there. And then I was considering playing Holtzman in this spot too against Nick Lentz, right? Nick Lentz he's younger than Holtzman by 1 year. He's actually 34, but in fight years, we know Nick Lentz is a whole lot older. This is a guy who cut down to 145 before, and he's expressed that cut to 145 has pretty much fucked his body up physically. It took a lot out of him. His body couldn't handle the cut to 145. That's why he came back to 155, and he still says 155 is a hard cut because of what he did to his body to get to 145. So, the thing you got to be careful with Lentz, I've counted this motherfucker out a bunch of times. Usually pays off, I'm not going to lie. Against... I faded him so many times because I thought it's like he's bound to lose these fights, man. Like he'd be out soon. But I remember fading him against Will Brooks, and I was positive Will Brooks was gonna dominate that fight. And we all know the story of Will Brooks, and fucking when he came to the UFC, completely shit the bed.
Yeah. What happened there?
I have no idea.
That guy's coming out of a win over Chandler.
Michael Chandler beat him twice, bro.
That's an excellent.
He beat him twice, didn't he? Or he beat him once? Yeah, I think he beat him twice.
One was a decision, right?
Yeah.
And one he ended him.
I think so. But so he comes into the UFC. I remember that, and he's facing Nick Lentz. And I think he's going to dominate Nick Lentz in the wrestling and everything. And Lentz, the only thing I can see Lentz doing is pulling off the stupid guillotine that he goes for. He's attempted the most guillotines in like lightweight history or something.
It's gonna happen.
He's gonna go for 2 or 3 a fight. He doesn't give a fuck jumping guillotine. He'll do it at any point.
2 or 3.
Yeah, he'll go for 2 or 3 during the fight at least. At one round at least. And if you're not the better grappler than Lentz is a good wrestler. You have to think that in. Lentz has always been a pretty damn good wrestler. Good grappler, very like rugged in his grappling, like a grinder type of guy, right? And then he has that guillotine that I just mentioned that could submit you in fucking seconds, bro, out of nowhere. Like, that's what's pulling me away from it. I just have another gut feeling with this one that, Scott Holtzman takes this fight. I do think he wins rather comfortably. But if Nick Lentz is in his rhythm and he gets a guillotine, or if Nick Lentz is, I'm not sure who's the better wrestler here either. Lentz might be the better wrestler. So that could play a problem too. I can see Holtzman getting grinded out, getting tired, and then giving Lentz his neck or something. But I am with Holtzman on this fight. I think he wins rather comfortably. He just has to be worried about takedowns and the guillotine. He should have the strike advantage without a doubt, and should just push the pace, man. Should get this win, I think. This is a win he should get. So I'm going with Scott Holtzman here, and I think that's a W. But like I said, don't be surprised if Nick Lentz pulls this one off, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, man. I think Nick Lentz has an odd kick, man. That thing comes from like around the corner and hits people. He gets his leg up there, almost over people's shoulders. He was able to kick Great Maynard out, and he does that kick quite often. Check out a lot of his earlier fights. That high kick is right up there and throws a lot of people up. He's predominantly orthodox. He switches stances every now and then. Fires a lot of hooks right after he throws a kick. Takes a second to fire, but he's got a little bit of a hop to his step. Good at kind of jumping in and out of the phone booth when he's ready to fight. A lot of early pressure. It could make him stumble a little bit, but when he takes opportunities, gets people's leg kicked out from under them, that's one big defense that he has. He's got a good jab cross uppercut combo that started to work out for him in the David Tamer fight, actually. David Tamer had a real tough time getting the first round kind of figured out, but once Tamer kept going, it was a real tough fight for him. But he really does step up on those days. He's really lost to some high-level guys. Lost to Charles Oliveira and Chad Mendez in the past as well. Islam Makhachev too. Gray Maynard, I mean, could have fought somebody different, and it definitely would have been a different time. But he ended that fight pretty quickly, 2 rounds. Didn't really get into too much of a big brawl, even though Gray Maynard is still gonna throw hammers at people. Scott Holtzman, in again that same fight with Alan Patrick, I thought Alan Patrick would win that fight. That takedown would be a lot for him, but Scott Holtzman was right on him. Fires in the rounds, and he may seem reckless, but I mean, some of these punches that miss are deadly, and he pulls off some fakes. Gets people kind of clocked with these overhands. Really good leg kick himself, though. He keeps his legs a little low, whereas Nick Lentz has the high kicks. So it'll be a kicking battle for sure if they choose to kind of let those weapons fly at each other. I actually think shit might work for Scott Holtzman, and I always think that he can completely throw people off and kind of make his style work with them. Really good over the top right hand. He's got a good probing jab and a right kick. He likes to throw them in singles, and he has that same kind of hook after the kick as well. He was able to force Alan Patrick back a lot in their fight once he took the middle of the ring. or through the middle of the octagon. I think if he can get that same sort of thing, I think it'll be real tough for Lentz to get in this fight. I actually kind of like Nick Lentz on the stand-up, but I kind of have to agree. I can see maybe that guillotine finally working.
It's worked before.
Working for Lentz for sure. I'm sure he's quick with it, but yeah. I think Scott Holtzman might make that style work for him on the stand-up, and might be a little tough for Nick Lentz. But it's going to be a close fight, and that high kick is always going to be a factor, man. I think Scott Holtzman wins it, but if he doesn't, I say he gets knocked out by Nick Lentz, like by a high kick for sure.
You think he gets knocked out?
If he doesn't win the fight,
I think he gets choked out if he doesn't win.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see Nick Lentz throwing that big fucking kick, man.
Yeah, and Scott Holtzman is definitely not on the younger side, right? He's 35, like I said. So that might play into account. But yeah, Lentz, I'm looking at his, if you go look at his recent losses, right? David Tamor, Islam Makhachev, Charles Rivera, Chad Mendes.
High level
fighters. Right, he's got the experience to go against Holtzman as well.
Oh, for sure.
So I do like Holtzman, like I said, but I'm not surprised if Lentz wins at least. I'll let you take this next one though, because you were saying you really like one of these fighters.
Yeah.
So I'll let you take this next one. Andrea Lee versus Ashley Evans-Smith.
So the reason I like this fight is when I was doing research for Rachel Ostovich, one of her fights that I saw was Andrea Lee. And even before that, I remember seeing a highlight video of this chick, and her kickboxing is nasty. Once she starts getting these kicks off, she's pretty much controlling where you go. You go left, she's going to kick and block you. You go right, she's going to kick and block you. She's got a good teep. She knows kind of what kicks and what punches to select. She throws lots of body shots, both hands and feet. And when she gets to the ground, she has a nice armbar that she's been able to really hustle and get. Real tough in the knees and in the clinch. Pretty sharp. The only way you got to deal with her is in cross counters. So you have to hit her when she hits you, or maybe even after that. The cage is where she lands probably some of her most deadly shots, when she gets people to kind of move backwards, and right when their back hits that cage, she can kind of zero in on people, start to really get people in a lot of spots for her critical strikes, like big overhand rights, her huge body kick, her singles. She has a right kick to the body that she likes to use a lot. She got some nice hooks as well. Great punch, sneaky leg kicks, and her lead leg, her front kick. I'm surprised she's not sitting people down in the UFC as well. But Ashley Evans-Smith is definitely that type of fighter who has a style that can put her game in a real bit of a jeopardy. Ashley Evans-Smith is a grinder on the floor. She's a big problem if she can fire shots from top position. She's good at taking the back when she does fire the shots down and people try to turn away from her. Great at fishing for kicks and grabbing them as they're being thrown, so she can kind of off-balance fighters. Now, I don't know how many tries it might take her to get Andrea Lee's kicks at first, but if Andrea Lee throws them constantly, I'm sure Ashley Evans-Smith can get her legs with one or two attempts. It's just if Andrea Lee can get that recovery and get back, because if Ashley Evans-Smith puts her on the floor, it could get a little bit into some trouble fast. She throws a lot of feint punches and goes into her kicks. I think that's actually a way that she can land on Andrea Lee, if she fakes the punches and tries to sneak in a few inside leg kicks and tries to battle her out that way. Again, she has to take that center of the octagon as well, and have a very similar fight to how she would fight Beck Rawlings. Now, I don't expect Beck Rawlings to have that type of leg kick and a lot of range that Andrea Lee has. But Ashley Evans Smith has to have a weapon in her face at all times, along with that wrestling and along with that boxing. She does have some pretty decent knees that she likes to use, but I think she should really save those up and use them when she has Andrea Lee on the fence. But I mean, Andrea Lee's strategy is to get other people on the fence. She likes to throw those kicks and really keep people away from her. I think Andrea Lee wins this fight. I think she has decent enough skill to support her on the ground if she does go there. I still think Ashley Evans Smith has way better ground game overall, but her stand up definitely is gonna be shown. I think it's going to be behind a bit, at least to Andrea Lee in the first round. She'll have to really grind it up if she can fight her in the clinches and on the floor. But I think Andrea Lee wins this, and it's pretty much on the feet striking match. So yeah, I got Andrea Lee in this.
Yeah. Another fight I really.
Ashley Evans Smith is one of the first girls to take out a guy in women's MMA. So
yeah.
Shit.
Transgender, but hey. Still a dude, bro. Still got a dick. So still dude, bro. But yeah, that's fucked. I don't know how they ever let Fallon Fox fight. That's fucked. How did commissions let her fight? I don't understand that. She had a dick. If she didn't have a dick, she was. I don't know if she had a dick, to be honest. I'm talking shit, but fucking, if she did, first of all, definitely shouldn't be past the commissioner. I don't give a fuck if you say you're transgender or not. Second, that's like more testosterone than Gabby Garcia. Right? Like, fuck? Like, what are we talking about here?
It's like, how can you just jump to a sport like that and throw like these crazy,
like maybe the same as Gabby, maybe around the same as Gabby Garcia's? I guarantee you her testosterone levels are out of this fucking roof. But Fallon Fox is no difference, bro. It was just she used to dominate people too. She's like, you know, when she fought Ashley Evans Smith,
close,
bro. She almost got finished apparently the second round. I never watched the fight. I should watch it. But this is what I was told or what I read. She got finished, like, fucked up in the second round, Fallon Fox, right? And Ashley Evans Smith was mounted her or had her back.
Yeah.
And was just pounding her out. And the ref didn't hear the bell. So Ashley Evans Smith kept going after the bell, kept hitting her. The ref stops the fight, and then the guy's an idiot. They tell him, yeah, buddy, the bell rang a while ago. So Ashley Evans Smith was like celebrating shit, and he goes to tell her, no, you have to go to the third round. So they come out for the third round. Fallon Fox goes to the floor again, or gets taken down again by Ashley Evans Smith, and then gets ground pounded again by Evans Smith there. So that was, and like she was like a huge favorite Fallon Fox.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Why would you pick anyone else?
Yeah, I remember seeing she was like, let me go see what she was. Or actually, Evan Smith was at least. But that was Evan Smith's second fight. I thought I saw somewhere that they had the odds for that fight. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was on, probably was bullshit. I think I saw it on Wikipedia. But pretty much what I'm saying here is Ashley Evans Smith. She's actually, I think she's a Division I All-American, or she's a high-level wrestler. I know that. So something high level, and like she doesn't really use her wrestling at all. Something she should use a lot more. I can see her getting armbarred or something. I can see her losing this fight rather easily. Yeah, a lot of people have confidence in her in this fight too. And I just see Andrea Lee dominating with the Muay Thai. I think she has a slicker striking, the better striking. And if this hits the mat, unless Ashley Evans Smith is in mount or side control, I don't know how she's going to dominate because Angela Lee throws up a lot of submissions from the guard. And I believe she's a House and Gracie brown belt. So Angela Lee's pretty legit. The only thing is, I'm going to check right now. Not sure where she's been training. I think she said she's been training at MMA Gold with Aspen Ladd and down there, right? But I'm not sure where she's been training because her fucking husband beat her or whatever, right? So she has to leave.
Tapology says, Andrea Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, Karate Mafia, but
that's her old. That's where that guy Donnie, her ex-husband, was the head coach, right? And he beat her or some shit. Or I don't know if he beat her. I don't even remember. I remember he had the Hitler tattoo, but I think he beat her as well. I'm not sure. I might be making that shit up. Yeah, I can't see. Oh, right here. It looks like she's just been she's gym hopping. She's just going to different gyms and training, which sometimes is good, but sometimes isn't the best thing, right? If you don't have
it might not be the best thing if she's on a win streak, you know?
Yeah.
Because once you feel that change, it's like...
Yeah, like she's going to different gyms and stuff. I'm looking at it right now. She's at a bunch of different gyms. She mainly training in Louisiana here at Gladiator Academy or whatever. But I know she trained with Aspen Ladd or something before. She was at MMA Gold for a while. Yeah, but like I said, I do like Andrea Lee in this fight. I think she might pull off a submission from guard as well. A lot of people are giving her shit, man, saying she's not that good and stuff. I think she's pretty good. She's decent, man.
She wins most fights on the feet against a lot of high level scrubs. She hasn't even fought yet.
She's got some good striking, and yeah, I don't know. She got some pretty good jiu-jitsu too. Yeah, that's fucked. Okay, so I'll go to our next fight here. It's actually my first play.
This one.
Oh yeah, first play of the night, guys. First play of the night here. We got Manny Bermudez taking on Benito Lopez. The battle of the undefeateds. This is gonna be a real good fight in my opinion. Well, it's gonna, for as long as it lasts, it'll be a good fight, I think, or decent. It depends how this one goes, really. But I think it's cool that they're matching up two guys that are undefeated here. They're pretty much killing a prospect, which I don't always agree with doing, but man, I like to see undefeateds take on undefeateds. It's sick. I like to see who's the better prospect out of the two, and it shows a lot. This is, like Manny was saying, this is probably the last fight on Manny. I think it is his UFC contract, and it's been impressive so far. You can't lie. The kid's got 2 submissions already, and oh no, this isn't his last fight. This is the fight before his last fight. So this is going to be his 3rd fight on the contract. This is Benito's his 2nd fight after Albert Morales. And Benito took all of 2018 off. My play actually is 4.17 units on Benito Lopez at plus 204. I knew his price was going to get smashed at some point, so I had to get him when he was still in the plus 200s. Really good value, in my opinion, at plus 204. He's currently sitting at like plus 160, which I thought he'd probably get even lower to plus 130. And I've been talking to Benito on Instagram, and I'm not saying that's why I picked him or anything, but I do understand. Like, this is a guy I've spoken to many times before. Trains at Team Alpha Male, right? With like some of the best wrestlers that you can think of in to be trained with, like Clay, just grinders. Clay Guida, Darren Elkins. Trained with Andre Fili a lot during this camp. He said that was like his main training partner for this camp, Andre Fili. Like not only that, he's training with a lot of wrestlers, so he's gonna be. I think he'll be ready for the shots and takedowns of Manny Bermudez. Nevertheless, Manny Bermudez is not a great wrestler. Yeah, he shoots at about a 20% takedown average for accuracy there. Very sloppy takedowns. Kind of tries to chain together takedowns with the submissions and grapple you with body locks. Doesn't have a really good single leg or the best double leg. And his striking is fucking bad, like bad. And like I didn't think
any punch finishes or like any sort of.
No, he will not finish you on the feet. He's fucking horrible on the feet. Against Albert Morales, he was getting clipped, bro. Albert Morales was handing it to him, clipping him and stuff. It wasn't until Morales gets taken down that Bermudez starts to work for these submissions and whatnot, ends up finishing Morales, who I don't think highly of at all, but whatever. He ends up finishing Morales there. And then this guy, they give him Davey Grant, who literally taps out the fucking everybody. They say, hey, here's Davey Grant.
I kind of thought that might be interesting because Grant throws a lot of backhands and a lot of crazy.
He's horrible. That's another shit fighter. Yeah, two shit fighters Bermudez has fought. Just like Benito said, a lot of favorable matchups he's been given. A lot of favorable matchups his whole career. First of all, the guy shouldn't even be undefeated. He lost to Saulo Almeida in a couple fights back, and that was a complete fucking utter disgusting robbery. Saulo Almeida won that fight, maybe 30-27, and they gave it to Manny Bermudez on two judges' scorecards, 29-28. Michael Chavello and Pat Miletich absolutely lose their mind when the cards are announced, the scores are announced. Chavello says it's disgusting that somebody could be robbed like that. Absolutely pathetic. Manny Bermudez did nothing in that fight and ended up getting a win. So and acted like he deserved the win too. Not good in my opinion at all. So that's a fight I actually showed to Benito. Benito couldn't get a hold of during his fight camp earlier on in this fight camp a month ago or so. I sent that video over to Benito, and I'm saying Benito's going to do the same thing as Saulo Almeida. Saulo Almeida was cracking Manny Bermudez on the feet, and he was able to get the grappling advantage. I don't necessarily think Benito has a grappling advantage in this fight, but he's not horrible on the ground. You know what I mean? The kid can survive, and he's got some good takedown defense. Steven Pearson, it took a lot for Steven Pearson to try and get him down to the mat, and Steven Pearson's a motherfucking dog. Way more of a grinder, I think, in my opinion, than Manny Bermudez. He's got better striking than Manny Bermudez and everything. Manny Bermudez is going to shit his pants. Let me tell you this. He's going to shit his fucking pants as soon as Benito Lopez stops one takedown. If Benito stops one takedown or gets up from the bottom and is still like refreshed and gets his breath back or something, first of all, if he stops one takedown and Manny's looking at him in the eyes and they have to strike, he's going to shit his fucking pants. I'll tell you that right now. Because as soon as Benito times his knee, because he times his knee on everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are, you go to you can go to his first or second pro fight against Matt Waggy, or I think Matt Waggy choked out. I think it's his first pro fight. He gets a flying knee, right? And ever since that, this kid times his knees perfectly. I've never seen shit like this before in my life. Times them perfectly. So Steven Pearson's running. He throws these two knees in this fight. Throws it in the Albert Morales fight. And if Manny Bermudez goes for a sloppy takedown, he's going to eat one of Benito's knees, bro. And Benito's going to knock him the fuck out. If this thing's standing for one round, and I'll be surprised if the way I see this happening is Benito doesn't knock him out, and Benito's able to stuff one or more takedowns, Manny's going to start doing the Charles Oliveira brother and flopping to the floor every 2 seconds. He's going to get hit, flop to the floor and pretend, hey, come on the floor and the fight here. It's gonna be Ronnie Yaya and Ricky Simon all over again, or whoever Ricky Simone all over again. I really think Manny's gonna get battered on the feet. I don't see this going to decision. If it does, I think it's Benito all day in decision. I think he outstrikes him completely. Puts on quite a clinic. But I'm not stupid. I do understand the possibility of Benito being taken down and submitted here by Manny Bermudez. But in my opinion, that's not super. It's not I'm not very confident in that happening. I'll say, like, I'm more confident in Benito stuffing Ice One takedown, and especially working with guys that he's been working with, Andre Fili, Darren Elkins, fucking Clay Guida, guys like that are way more powerful than Manny Bermudez at shooting. And I think Benito uses his range here, his reach. He's a big bantamweight. He's like 5'9", 5'10", big bantamweight. And like I said, man, the kid's wild on his fucking feet. He throws everything. Shit that Manny Bermudez is not going to be able to see coming. As soon as Manny Bermudez stands with him for a minute, maybe 30 seconds, he's going to shit his pants, bro. He's going to be jumping for Benito's ankles nonstop and flopping to the floor, in my opinion. So, yeah, even if you go listen to the interview with Manny Bermudez, they ask him, like, he's like, oh, a lot of people are saying, like, I won't be able to strike with Benito, but can he grapple with me? Well, the fight starts striking, brother. So I want you to know that first. And then second of all is, can you strike with him? Sure, I'm pretty sure he can grapple with you. You're a purple belt. You're not. It's not like you're Manny Bermudez is Chrome fucking Gracie, right? He's a purple belt. Okay, the guy shoots a lot of triangles off his back, and he's very slick with his submissions. I'll give him that. Very slick with his submissions. So he's able to take it back quickly and whatnot. But I've seen in multiple positions where Benito has like guys like Peterson, Alvarez on his back, and he's able to get away from it and readjust in the second round. The only issue I have with Benito is he tends, if he not gets in his own head, but if he wins the first round and then gets taken down that second round, I don't know. He's gonna like fucking wait to the third round to do something, you know? He's not gonna waste his energy in that second round probably to get up. If he's like something, like if he's in deep trouble, he's gonna try and survive in that second round. But I really don't see that being an issue. I think he dominates all three rounds, and I don't think it's going three. I think it might go one. He finishes them in the first or second. I really think Manny Bermudez is going to be scared once Benito lands on him with some strikes. Bermudez is going to shoot the takedowns. They're going to be really. He's not a wrestler, guys. He does not know how to shoot takedowns, like change levels correctly with his strikes. He doesn't know how to mix in his strikes to change levels. He hasn't learned that yet. He's a pure like one of these jiu-jitsu guys that are going to go for the single leg, or he's going to go for a body lock and try and take you down like that. And I just don't see it working on Benito, especially how low Manny Bermudez is going to need to get. Benito is going to be able to time it quick enough to get the knee off, which is going to scare Manny Bermudez into like not shooting and probably even shooting lower to his ankles. And like I said, man, I think Benito is going to control this fight and really dominate. We're going to see Benito Lopez is striking on a really high level, I think. I think he killed it. So I got 4.17 units on him at plus 204. Very confident in Benito Lopez. Let's get it, brother.
Yeah, I definitely I could definitely see that being a possibility. I mean, he's going up against Manny Bermudez. He's got the Bermudez triangle, man. This guy's pretty good at escaping positions. Very good at quickly going for different takedowns, adjusting positions.
Oh, he's not good at takedowns. Stop it.
He can get people.
I'm better at takedowns than that guy, bro.
Once he gets people on the floor, he's got great control, and he can try and
not 100%. I'll give you that. The guy's got He's very slick on the floor. Once he gets to the
Dude,
floor,
that guy's like a fucking crab. Like he can just move his body around.
yeah, he's calm. He's calm on the floor,
Very
but he does not look calm at all. He like standing up, he looks like he's shitting his fucking pants.
For sure, and that's why he needs to be on the floor in order to keep himself in that calm mind state. I think he's pretty calm, but he is really impulsive. In some of his fights, he has taken striking a little bit freakish. He's kind of looked like he didn't belong in there sometimes. Whereas Benito, like, I mean, you saw him on the Dana White Contender Fight Series with Steven Peterson. That was one of my favorite fights I've seen on the Contender Series, and they have a lot of great split decision wars. But that one's up there. At least for me. And Benito Lopez shows how much he can go against these Iron Man fighters. Benito Lopez gets knocked down in some fights and gets right back up against Albert Morales and actually met him with a flying knee. I think Albert Morales, I think he tags like I think he tags him like a right hand or something, and then he seemed to think he had it. Like he went in to throw more.
And then Benito caught him with the knee.
Didn't see that coming. Like I didn't see it either. He just walked.
Neither did I. Bro, I can tell you, he times them so well. I've never seen people time knees like that's like Michael Page shit. Timing knees like that, bro. He's timing them perfectly. Like that's something he definitely trains. He almost got a guillotine on Albert Morales. Props for Morales for not going out on that one. Yeah, Benito, definitely don't go for that against Manny Bermudez. If I see you go for a guillotine, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I'm gonna come to Phoenix. I'm gonna slap the fucking shit out of you. I've told you in numerous times. The only thing he needs to do is stop the takedown, make Manny strike with him. Manny's gonna shit his fucking pants.
I think one of the best first rounds I've seen this week. If you want to go back and check that fight, Benito Lopez and Albert Morales, crazy first round, and even the Steven Peterson fight, the whole thing. Once he started landing some body kicks on Morales, all of a sudden the respect started to show, and his stand-up was looking good. He was good at running people into kicks, good jab that he had in there, and he looked really good in there. He was able to fire off a lot of what made him successful in that Steven Peterson fight. He visibly did get shook and knocked down in that fight, but a great recovery, especially knowing that once guys do get you on the floor, they're going to want to, jump on you to finish. And Manny Bermudez, I mean, if he thinks that he's tagged Benito or if he's even going for anything big, I think Benito has that split-second timing to do a really big move.
Benito's definitely faster than Manny, 100%.
As his night in a striking match for sure. Manny Bermudez definitely has that back pocket heel or sort of grappling situation. I definitely see that. I've seen it for a lot of Bermudez fights, but I actually think Bermudez would be a very difficult fight against Steven Peterson. It's definitely, especially since Steven Peterson is just coming off of a W recently. I think Benito has this one too, man. It's still a very tough fight. They both kind of have, back pocket like strikes on each other.
Yeah.
I think Benito has that knee. He always has it. He's looking for it, looking to line it up. Whereas Manny Bermudez is just, once you hit that ground, he can start
working his game,
getting people on the floor, anchoring them down, and then you're stuck in the ocean and you're fucked. Because if Manny Bermudez gets you on the floor again, you can start right back where you used to be when he got you there in that first round, and get it real dangerous. I
think he's gonna get tired the more he shoots. I think Benito is gonna make this kid fucking work. Manny's thinking he's gonna get like a single leg on Benito and take him down with ease or something, or take his back. Man, Benito is, I'm telling you guys, Benito's fucking game for this fight. He's been out all of 2018. He's been training like a motherfucker. I know this kid. I'm telling you, he's coming out for fucking. This is gonna be he's treating this one big. Trust me, because he wants after this. He already knows who he wants after this is Ricky Simone.
That's a good fight.
That fight was originally supposed to happen beforehand, and Bermudez ended up calling out Benito right after his win of David Grant. He said, "Let me fight Benito Lopez, the other undefeated bantamweight." So Benito accepted, whatever. And man, when these lines first came out and I saw Benito at plus 200, I said, "You guys got to be fucking kidding." I thought that shit was going to be gone by the next day. And it stayed there for a week, 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my goodness, the disrespect on Benito fucking Lopez right now. So I took, like I said, a shot at plus 204. And I really think he gets it done, man. I'm hoping he gets it done. But I personally think Bermudez is overrated, especially at this level. He was a minus 250 against that's overrating him, man. He's minus 250 against Benito.
Right, for sure, but I don't think he's that overrated.
No, in general, I wouldn't say he's overrated, but
even losing this fight, he could still pretty much beat everybody the same way as in beating people recently.
Man, he's got good jiu-jitsu. The kids, he's like I said, he's not a chrome Gracie. He's not a black belt. He's a purple belt. But for a purple belt, this kid works. He knows what he's doing. Definitely knows what he's doing. I think Benito comes from the better camp and everything as well too. So I think that's going to play a factor in it. And man, I just really think Benito's going to land a lot of leg kicks too. I think that's going to be a big factor. That I'm not necessarily, because he said he's been working on his Muay Thai a lot. So I'd like to see him working those leg kicks. But yeah, man, I really think Benito has this fight. I really do. All I guess is just like I'm saying, bro. Defend the takedown, strike with this guy, make him strike with you, and you should be able to finish him. Don't get too wild. Use range, use your reach, pick him off, and finish this guy. But yeah, so we both got Benito there, and I have him at plus 204, 4.17 units. So our next fight is actually the main event for the prelims. A fight I thought was worthy enough to be on the main card, but I guess not. Jimmy Rivera versus Aljamain Sterling. And I'll give you my prediction real quick. I actually got Aljamain Sterling for this one. Surprise to some people, for sure, as being the underdog and whatnot. A lot of people are going to be on Jimmy Rivera, I can see. Rivera probably the rightful favorite, to be honest. Yeah. I think it should be a little bit closer in thing, maybe minus 130, minus one, like closer to maybe a pick 'em, but not like a slight underdog for Aljamain. I think that's where it's headed as well in that direction right now. Too, people are just taking Rivera's takedown defense as like it's really good. I'm not gonna lie, the kid, he's very hard to fucking take down. But they said the same things against Henry Barao and shit like that too, and Aljo was able to take him down, right? Aljamain's jiu-jitsu is getting better and better every time we see him in the octagon, and he's getting better and better every time we see him in the octagon. His striking's improving, his wrestling's improving, the jiu-jitsu, like I said, is improving, and it's only getting better with time. So this kid's he hasn't hit his prime yet, obviously. And he's already at probably top 5 in the bantamweight division. I think he's number 5 or 6. And this is going to be his toughest fight to date, but it will be his biggest win to date if he gets this win. This is going to be a big fight for him for sure. Jimmy, on the other hand, is coming off that loss to Marlon, right? That quick finish. And Rivera is always game as fuck. You can always, Rivera was the guy I just used to bet on, bro. He was 20-1, he won 20 straight fights or some shit like that. Like, that's just the guy you bet on, right? You play Jimmy Rivera. So I can see he's very consistent. I can see him winning this fight how he usually wins this fight. Striking, just being more active, being the aggressor, pushing the pace, being the Jimmy Rivera, right? But if Aljo's able to take this guy down and get his back or something, I can see that shit happening too. I can see Aljo getting him down, maybe not necessarily holding him down for a while, but Jimmy will probably get back to his feet rather quickly. But I think Aljo might be able to take his back or put him down a couple of times. I think this is a lot closer than people expect. I think this fight might actually go to split decision, and it'll be one of those fights where both fighters will have a case for who won on both sides. But I'm going ahead and I'm taking Aljamain Sterling in this fight. I think the kid's improving a ton, and he's got what it takes to beat Jimmy. Jimmy's this, like I said, the toughest fight of his career. But if Aljo wants to show he's at that level right now, and he deserves like Dominic Cruz's of the world, like he's been calling for, this is the fight he needs to win, right? And you can even say Jimmy's probably the tougher fight than Dominic Cruz at this point, even though Dominic Cruz is probably like, if not the best bantamweight of all time, him or Dillashaw, you can say, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, Jimmy's a really good bantamweight as well. This is an awesome fight, man. Like I said, should be on the main card, but I got Aljo here. How would you give?
Well, first, this fight, I really like Jimmy Rivera. I think he's one of the most underrated at that weight division. I mean, other than that, Marlon Moraes.
I think in the whole UFC, he's one of the most underrated guys.
Yeah, I mean, other than Marlon Moraes, I don't really see him losing to very many other people out there.
And say what you want, you can run that fight back 100 times, and I don't think it happens like that ever again.
Dude, Marlon Moraes gets this
like that. He has wicked knockout power. Moraes has wicked knockout power. He hits these weird shots. Like
that switch kick, that looked like it wasn't even like thrown like seriously. Like he just kind of like tossed it out there, and it landed on a block. He blocked that too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm pretty sure he blocked the fucking kick. And
crazy.
It's still connected. I think he hit the back of his head and lost his equilibrium and fell down, and he got finished like that. But yeah, I actually had Jimmy in that fight too. I think I bet him.
I think I had Marlon Moraes in that fight, but again, like I definitely didn't think it would end that one round. Marlon Moraes is deadly, but it just doesn't get set up like that. No one's really been able to touch Rivera with huge kicks like that. Even Thomas Almeida or
oh man, he dropped Almeida.
He dropped
in the first round. That was like, I thought he was gonna finish Almeida.
Yeah. And he cracked the code of beating up Dodson. And Dodson's one of those guys who can run away from you.
Dodson can beat almost anyone with that stupid style he has.
He can run away from you
and just win these fucking rounds. He'll just hit you and run away and win rounds.
Thanks for the paycheck, bro. And
that's all you got.
And by the way, you have one decision loss on your record, and you're fucking stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, motherfucker's never getting a title shot, John Dodson. Because of the way he fight. No, he'll never get a title shot. The way he fight, unless he goes on a crazy winning streak, they'll never give him a title shot, man. That guy's fucking. He is so boring to watch. He's one of the most boring fighters to watch. And he doesn't even grapple. He's striking, and he's boring to watch. It's like watching Caitlin Chukagian. And
you see people caught up in that style, and they lose fights. Whereas Jimmy Rivera, right on him at all times, and making it known. Really rough style. He gets these decision wins.
That was Rivera's last fight. I said his last fight was Marlon. His last fight was Dodson.
He got a W after that.
I forgot. Yeah, he fought Dodson after that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's high level, man. Whereas Aljamain Sterling, on the other hand, he's got the ball constrictor grip, but when it comes to any sort of ground game, and he backs it up with really good stand up, using his athletics, being a little more freeform and freestylish, throws kicks. He likes to kind of outrun people. He really does start to sprint in the ring there. And he's able to take out some decent grapplers who can also strike a bit, like Brett Johns. Brett Johns was looking pretty strong going into that fight, and he actually did.
I had 5 units on Brett Johns in that fight.
He was doing some pretty good work previous fights. And
Brett Johns was like, I thought of him as the Welsh Khabib, bro. Like, he was just taking guys down and mauling them. I was like, oh my goodness, he's going to maul Aljo. And Aljo fucking handled him, bro.
He didn't even look like he had a problem on the stand-up. And I immediately thought, okay, this guy's rough. He's going to beat him up. But, like, when you let Aljamain Sterling take his time, he's actually deadly. And I don't say that about a lot of fighters. I think that a lot of guys who take their time and stand there kind of tend to, I don't know, miss a lot of opportunities and kind of get beaten up by that veteran type style. But Aljamain Sterling, he can just do it. He stands there, kind of sits, and bang, just makes a decision really quick. And then when he is moving around, he can kind of run, wait, sit there, and then as you're kind of walking in, just explode into a takedown, a feint, and then a jab, a right hand. He knows how to mix up his hands. I think Aljamain Sterling has some great counter grappling as well. If you want to check him out, you can see him doing EBIs and other grappling tournaments throughout the year when he's not in when he's not in the UFC. Aljamain Sterling,
yeah, he does on the rise and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he did one like recently, but he's still in competition, so he does them whenever. And he's still killing it in that type of style. So I definitely think he can rub shoulders with Rivera if he does go to the ground. I think this is a tough fight for both of them. And I would actually like to see the winner fight Marlon Moraes, even though Marlon Moraes should get a title shot right now.
Marlon deserves the title shot. I'm sorry.
I definitely think
Marlon beat both these guys. What do you mean?
He did beat both these guys, but if either of these people win because they both have a loss on them, then they should have that right to get the rematch on them.
Fuck that.
Winner of this.
He knocked them both out.
And then if Marlon Moraes gets the belt
in the first round, he knocked them out.
Yeah, but if Marlon Moraes gets the belt, then he fights one of these guys or something. I don't know. But
maybe if he gets the belt and they go on a win streak or something, but I don't see a rematch with them happening anytime.
I think Aljamain Sterling wins this one. I think we get a submission for a change. I've said in the past that he's a little trigger happy when it comes to the submission. Sometimes he tries to wrap on a choke, and when he gets it, he really holds it in there. When
he's got a strong squeeze, man.
Very strong squeeze. But if you notice, he tends to kill his arms on a lot of positions. There was a fight. I think he fought Brian Caraway, and I thought he had Caraway 100% done. Had him in a rear naked and just could not finish this thing. A lot of good defense by Caraway. I got to give it up to him. But Aljamain Sterling just was hanging on to this choke and could not get it. And I felt that it killed his arms. And going on throughout the fight, he just didn't have the strength he needed at the times. He just always seemed like he was in a backstep because he used up all that energy early. And ended up losing that fight. And he's lost a few on the way, but I still think he's due for a submission win, especially going up against somebody like Jimmy Rivera, who you can possibly get on that floor on takedowns, defend, and possibly go for something interesting. And I think he's got just enough to keep him the stand up for long enough. So I got Aljamain Sterling.
And I can actually see the submission happening as well too. It's him taking his back or something, and just like that submission got him full steam. It was crazy.
And even Rafael Assunção, he split decision.
Tough fucking fight, you know. That was a good fight. A lot of people counted out Aljamain in that fight, and it went to split decision. Definitely shouldn't have been a split with Caraway. Caraway won that fight fair and square.
Oh, I think Caraway won that fight.
But that was a good eye-opener for Aljo. A lot of people were on Aljo saying he was 12-0 at that time when he fought Caraway.
Aljo was talking mad shit before that fight.
Oh, man. He was
like, yo, Brian Caraway, get your girlfriend in here. I don't need to fight you. Like, come on. It was killer. But
and Caraway fucking handled him in that fight.
Yeah.
But other than that,
did okay.
If you don't count, well, you have to count it, right? The knockout from Marlon with the knee or whatever it was. He was going for the kick, the body kick, or the knee. At least that's what I think. And then he was going for the body kick with the head kick. And Aljo was changing levels, and he hit the side of his head right, and he got the knee there. If that never happened, Aljo was on like the fucking 4-fight win streak at this point. If he didn't have that fight, he's beaten.
Technically, Aljamain Sterling lasted 30 more seconds than Rivera did in that fight.
Did he? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's a minute to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Not that matters.
I just think, like I said, it's gonna be a tough fight for both guys. I just think Aljo has the grappling. I think this kid's legit really good grappling. Man. Like he beat, like I would have loved to watch him against Ronnie Yaya, but that fight got canceled because Yaya got hurt a while back, and that's when he fought Marias instead on short notice. But man, like he fought two really good wrestlers back to back, right? Brett Johns and Kobe Stamen.
Yeah.
And
he even took on a younger Renan Barao.
Yeah, when Hennen was, I'd say that's when Hennen started his decline though. But I thought that was a fight Hennen should have won. But yeah, Aljo looked good in that fight. Regardless, I do think Aljo wins this fight, like I've been saying. We're spending hours on each fight there. But yeah, I do like Aljo in this fight. Another one I probably would stay away from playing if I did. I can see both guys finishing too. But if I played anything in this, I would probably play Aljo, to be honest, as the dog. But I can see the over being a play as well. I'm not sure what the line is at that. Let me check super quick. It's probably super high, to be honest. It's probably like minus 250. Yeah, holy shit. Well, you can get it for minus 227 on Bet 360 or 225 on Bet 365, but it's minus 290 already on like a lot of like 5 dimes, minus 250 on Sports International, Sports Interaction. Yeah, man. Like I said, I do like Albu in this fight. I think he pulls it off. Okay, so let's jump to our next one. Finally, we're at the main card here. Andre Fili taking on Miles Jury. It would be a good fucking fight, man. Miles Jury's coming off that loss to Money Mendez in the first round. A lot of people were on Miles Jury in that fight too, thinking he was going to beat Money Mendez. I just didn't see it happen. I couldn't fucking. I thought Money Mendez all day, but Miles Jury, whatever, he ended up losing that fight, and then we saw him before that, and he looked really good against Rick Glenn. Like, really good against Rick Glenn. I understand it's Rick Glenn. Rick Glenn's not the greatest fighter. He's a tough guy and everything. But Miles Jury, I think he was off for 2 years before that. Was it? Oh, no, that was before the Mike Delatorre fight. So he did have a fight in between that.
He was off for 2 years, though.
But yeah, he was off for 2 years before the Mike
15
Delatorre.
to 17.
Yeah, before the Mike Delatorre fight in Buffalo there. The kid's got crazy jiu-jitsu too, right? Jury jiu-jitsu, his own jiu-jitsu that he made or whatever. It's fucking dangerous. I can't lie. The kid's got really nice jiu-jitsu. Trains with Dominic Cruz is always praising how active he is and how he's a good training partner and whatever. So I know the kid's legit. And Dominic Cruz is giving him his blessing, saying you're good. You know you're good. I like he trains out of Lentz and everything. His main training partner is Stevens, right? You always see Jeremy Stevens and him pretty much together whenever they're when Stevens was on the lead up to the Albu fight and whatnot. On the other hand, who is his last fight against?
Michael Johnson.
Yeah, he won, right? A split? Or he lost?
No, he lost.
He lost a split, yeah.
I had Michael Johnson in that fight, actually.
Yeah, that was a close one. He's always in these close fucking fights, Andre Fili.
Yeah, he is. He got into a weird one with Artem Lobov.
Yeah. I think he won every round in that fight, but like
he did, but it was weird. Like,
yeah, I know. I remember.
He didn't really kill him, you know.
Yeah, he was a big favorite, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna go with Miles Jury in this fight. I think the jiu-jitsu pays off. If Jury gets him down, Andre Fili's a really good wrestler.
He is.
Offensive and defensive, he's good. He's good at scrambling. He's got some good submission skills too. But I think Miles Jury's on another level on the ground. And I think Miles Jury definitely has to stand up to contend. It's not the greatest. I think Fili has definitely the better, more polished stand up. But Jury has to stand up to contend and compete with Fili until he wants to take him down. And Miles Jury is actually a pretty good wrestler. He'll be able to take Fili down, in my opinion. And I think he gets a submission. So I'm going with Miles Jury here, probably by submission in the second round. Good. How about you?
You know what? I definitely agree that he's lost to some higher ranked fighters like Chad Mendes, Charles Oliveira. But, you know, very nice overhand and likes to spot when people like to leap in. And he can meet you with that right hand punch. Has a split decision with Alaquinta, actually, way back. Pretty decent high kick that he can really get in there and battle people's high kicks with it. He's got a jump knee and a jump kick that he always kind of is waiting ready. He kind of uses the Karate Kid kick almost. Only the kick is kind of sideways instead of like a front kick. In his Rick Glenn fight, I mean, Rick Glenn was super scared, playing it very, very cautious. When normally Rick Glenn has caution to the wind and he's just throwing spinning backhands and anything that can even get close to you. But man, he had Rick Glenn pretty much controlled. Jury's really good at walking fighters into shots and circling out and then doing it all over again. He gets some really nice underhooks and nice fence pressure. Likes to sweep the leg. He's really good at peeling fighters off the fence. Gets their back right on the fence, then pulls it off and kind of almost judo tosses them and even kind of sweeps their leg as their back kind of gets off of it. A lot of the clinching helps them kind of reset and repeat that right hand and kick that Jury likes to throw. Good hooks as well. He's like an anti-chase fighter. Andre Fili, this guy, he's pretty good at getting takedowns. Really good wrestling. I like his tackle takedown. I notice a lot of guys, every now and then you'll have a wrestler who has it. And a lot of guys with like long arms, which Andre Fili kind of has, really good at it. Really good at kind of sneaking up on the back ankle, and the back heel, pulling that and getting the takedown there. Real rough time with Michael Johnson and Lobov, able to pull off some split decisions there on Artem Lobov and the split decision against Michael Johnson. Still a very tough fight. I mean, Michael Johnson is rough. It's not an easy go there, but at the same time, you know, Andre Fili, he likes to run around that octagon a lot. Likes to kind of cycle through, move side to side. He's really patient, looks for his spots, looks for his nice overhand. That seems to work for him every now and then. He can change angles and wrestle when he can. He likes to go for that takedown off the fence. He can throw pretty good stuff. He got caught with the head kick in the Yair Rodriguez fight. I could see him getting hit there. He's good on the ground though. He's been able to pull off arm bars in his early days in, and he even got some finishes with stand up. I think he got some good head kicks on Gabriel Benitez as well when he first jumped in there. I don't know. I mean, I think Miles Jury's stand up is a little bit better. But I think Andre Fury is still a fighter, man. This guy gets split decisions. Still really tough. Still really tough.
Finish, right? The only one who's finished him has been Yair.
Yeah.
Well, no, Papai's finished him too at the time.
Papai finished him.
And I'm fucking stupid. Max finished him too with I forgot that with the guillotine, right?
Yeah.
But this guy, he's a tough fighter. So pretty much what I'm getting, he's gonna give you a fucking war.
Yeah. He's ready because he's even giving guys who are tough these real weird decisions. I think Yeah, I think Andre Fili can do it. He's got his good wrestling. I think he pressures the fence and it really puts Miles Jury in a bit of a compromising position. But I think Miles Jury is definitely the better stand-up out of the two. Has way more finishes, and other than Chad Mendes is doing a lot better.
I don't know if he has the better stand up. Like Feely's got
Really?
some crazy, yeah. Fucking Feely's got some crazy switch stance.
It's all right.
But like Miles Jury's only lost to fucking Chad Mendes, Oliveira, and Donald Cerrone, right?
But he
And
lost
like
against 2015 Donald Cerrone.
yeah, so like when Cerrone was like in his prime, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And then Charles Oliveira, like still dangerous anytime you get him. And then we saw Mendes is Mendes got knocked up by Volkanovski, but Volkanovski's a fucking animal. We can't put that past him. But we saw Mendes come back and knock out Miles Jury, right? So, but like I said, like you. I'm going with Miles Jury on this fight. I just think he has more tools than Andre Fili, and he's going to be able to finish him. I think he chokes him out and gets a sub second round. Sorry. Okay, our next fight in the card is actually Vicente Luque versus Brian Barberena. Waiting probably for that Gracie. I'll tell you guys straight up. I'm waiting for that Gracie indecision line to come out and the submission line to come out, just so I can compare the two, see which if it's not a big difference. I really think he's gonna get the Gracie, but whatever can happen, I'll explain that during his fight. But in that parlay with Gracie, I'm most likely gonna have Vicente Luque.
Good shot.
And Bam Bam, Brian Barberena, I'll give it to him. The guy's tough, okay? Very tough fighter. Very tough fighter. Not easy to finish by any means. He's gonna be there for it to take the beating. You're gonna have to beat this guy the fuck up if you want to finish him. You're really gonna have to beat him up, like really badly. And you're gonna have to manhandle him, right? If you're gonna maul him on the floor, you're gonna have to like break his will. His will's not easily broken. I'll give him back. He's durable and he's tough. Doesn't have the best gas tank. That's okay. Striking isn't that good. He's got heavy hands, so I'll give him that. The kid's got some heavy fucking hands. So that's something Vicente has to be careful about, is jumping in to the mix with Brian Barberena. But you already know Luque is gonna mix it up with him. I just think Luque is the much sharper striker. He uses all of his weapons, right? He uses his leg kicks, his high kicks, his body kicks, and then he uses the jab very well. He uses his punches very well for those combinations. And then if you want to talk about the ground, well, Bam Bam's a blue belt, and Vicente Luque is a brown belt. So if this shit hits the fucking floor,
it's already over.
Yeah, Luque's got the fucking advantage. Like, you guys saw the Darcy put on an equal price, right? Like, that's no fucking joke. He snapped that Darcy and fucking super quick, flipped him over, right? Got the finish. Now, Luque has never won the UFC, I believe, or in general, maybe. I don't know, maybe his older fights, they don't show. Which is something also cool that I noticed is this guy actually has a win in 2012 against Thiago Santos, when Thiago Santos was undefeated at 7-0, and Luque was 3-2-1 in the Brazilian regional, and he actually beat Thiago Santos. And Santos is a guy who fights at 205, right? Luque fights at 170. Big difference there. So he beat him. So that's impressive too. You gotta give it Luque there. I don't know if Santos was fighting at 170 or if it was at 185, but whatever. But if you go and you see all of fucking Luque's fights, man, all of his fights are the ones that he wins at least, all fucking finishes. All of them. You go look at his record, man. All his UFC fights, all finishes. Tater Sand and Conor choke first round. Alvaro Herrera, Darce choke second round. Hector Bia, one of the scariest punches I've ever seen in my life. first round knockout. Bilal Muhammad, one of the scariest punches
That
I've ever
was
seen in
a
my life.
scary fight.
Knocked out Bilal Muhammad first round. Got grinded out and beaten by Leon Edwards. Okay. It comes back and he fights Nico Price, chokes him in the second round. Chad Laprise knocks him out in the first round. And then his last fight against a guy named Jalen Turner that you guys have to show more respect to because that was not an easy fight for Luque, and he was a huge favorite. And Jalen Turner probably doesn't have obviously the same experience as Luque, not as big as Luque physically, right? Like not as intimidating. The guy's 6'3". He fights at 155. Good striker Jalen Turner is too. And Luque ate a spinning elbow to his face, ate it like a champion. So this is the breakfast of champions. He said, "This is the breakfast of champions. I'm going to eat this fucking elbow." Thank you. Eats the elbow, and then throws a right hand, connects on Jalen Turner's chin. I don't remember if it was right or left. Connects on Jalen Turner, drops him, right? And then he follows up with the most vicious ground and pound you'll see in a long time. Puts Jalen Turner the fuck out. Out cold.
Yeah, he was gone.
Out cold. Man, you just see the power that this guy has in his hands, man. He's legit. I think he tunes up Brian Barberena. I really do. And it's pretty much between Luque and Calvillo, who I'm going to be picking to put in the parlay. But I'm like 95%, probably even more, maybe like 99%. But I'm taking Luque and playing my parlay there. But yeah, I do think Luque gets the win here, and I think he gets the finish in the first or second round. I can see him finishing this any way he wants with submission, with knockout, anything. He's the better striker and he's the better grappler. So I just convinced myself I'm thinking Luque all day, not Calvillo, so I got 100% on Luque. Definitely taking Luque all day here to beat Brian Barberena, so he will be a play of mine for tomorrow for sure.
Nice. Vincent Luque is amazing puncher combined with some great ground game. He challenges guys who are good boxers already. Like if you look at the Chad Laprise fight, and I think if Chad Laprise fought Jalen Turner, it'd be a real tough fight. Like
I think Jalen Turner knocked
out Chad Laprise.
Yeah, I think Jalen Turner knocked him out.
And he knocked out Chad Laprise and Jalen Turner right after that. You know what I mean?
Bro, when he knocked out Bilal Muhammad, I had Bilal Muhammad in that fight.
Yeah.
I had Bilal
almost every fight, actually.
But that was like Bilal's second fight. Like right after he fought Alan Joban, he had that crazy fight.
Yeah.
And he fights Vincent Luque, and I remember I went to the bar for this. I missed the whole fight completely. I went to go grab a drink, or I went to the washroom or something. I went for
it was one round, right?
It was in the first minute. It was a minute and 15 seconds. Luque drops him, bro.
And power. Bilal's tough. He gets up from these.
Yes, man. Bilal can take a shot. And go watch the Alan Joban fight, and you'll see Bilal can take a fucking shot. Vincente Luque has some bricks in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Brian Barberena has some bricks in his hand, but fucking Luque has some bricks in his hand, bro. Like, I see Brian Barberena's only shot here a knockout, and that's it.
If you throw one of those light punches, I mean, Luque's going to eat one of those and give you the biggest cross counter right hand ever, similar to the Jalen Turner fight, only that one was an elbow. Really fast at, getting people to the floor, throwing those punches down.
I know I mentioned it, but you guys have to see him eat the elbow. Because, just saying he ate the elbow is ridiculous.
That's a good fight if you want to check that out.
He eats the elbow like nothing yet. He gets hit so hard with that elbow. Spinning elbow. So full force, right? Your momentum's going with that elbow. Clocks him in right here, the mouth or the jaw. He doesn't fucking move, bro. He doesn't even flinch, bro. He throws the right hand as a counter right after the elbow's thrown and drops him. This is a monster, bro. And you know what? I like that he's been training in Brazil for this one. I really do. I think he's going to be using a lot of jiu-jitsu. I think that's why he's been training in Brazil. You know why else would he go there? He has one of the best kickboxing coaches in the world as his head coach, Henry Hoof. I definitely stay at home, but he went to Brazil for a reason, guys. Let's try and figure that out. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight winning streak.
Yeah,
You know, he's legit. And if he didn't lose to Leon Edwards, the kid would be on a fucking 7-fight winning streak.
for sure.
He's only got 2 losses in the UFC. That's it. Mike Graves, who's
high level. It's a high level.
Mike Graves, who's a high level wrestler, right? Like Graves is real good. You can't.
He left the Hater Hazen as well. That's it. But that was a split.
And then, yeah, but that was an exhibition bout.
Oh.
That was on the Ultimate Fighter. That was only 2 rounds, I think. I'm pretty sure that was only 2 rounds.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he lost to Leon Edwards, right? But and then when he rematched Hater on UFC on Fox 17 and fucking choked him out in the first round, anaconda choke. First round. So I'm telling you, man, he's dangerous anywhere this fight goes. A lot of people are saying Brian Barberena has a very good shot. The odds are too wide. I agree, the odds are kind of wide. They are kind of wide. It's like Luque is at the -400 and like Brian Barberena's at +300 or something. But, bro, to me, Brian Barberena's only shot here is to knock out Luque. He's got to do it rather quickly, too, because Luque's going to get into a ball, and the more comfortable he gets, he's going to get into the rhythm. And if he gets one takedown, I'm telling you the truth, if he gets one takedown, I think he'll submit Brian Barberena. I really do.
Well, to be honest, my first Brian Barberena fight that I watched was a Sage Northcutt one. Where he was able to get him to the ground, but I mean that
was so embarrassing.
Where we kind of didn't know if he was even good there.
Bro,
he was knocking guys out on the stand up super easy, and guys were like, "Oh yeah, this kid's gonna be great." Brian Barberena didn't look very good on the stand up, at least to Sage. But once you got him on the floor, it was over. And I mean,
that's why I was always like kind of impressed with Brian. Like I wasn't impressed with Barberena when he beat Sage, because like Sage had a lot of hype on him, and I fell for that hype 100%. But it was embarrassing to see somebody tap out from what wasn't even a head and arm choke. I don't know what the fuck that.
Not really.
Pretty much a head and arm choke from half guard.
He said he tapped like early for that anyway. But
yeah, that's embarrassing. He said the staph infection had, I don't know, but like fuck man. To me, I wouldn't tap from that submission personally. Unless you have a super hard squeeze, you're not tapping from half guard. If you know,
well, you're not tapping Vicente Luque. He actually is great.
Oh yeah. Good luck.
Great.
Go to the ground with him, please. Please go to the ground with him, please.
I mean, Brian Barberena has a pretty loose stance, a good jab when he does get it going, but I think he keeps that left hand a little low. Likes to play with double right hooks and leg kicks. Likes to go kick for kick and punch for punch every now and then.
And he eats a lot of shots, man.
He looks very stumbly against Ellenberger, and I thought that
he did.
should have been a very easy fight for him.
Yeah, obviously that was,
should have been
like if Luque fought Ellenberger, it would have been very much the same thing. Finish in the first round.
They wouldn't even
way more vicious.
Waste of time.
Yeah,
but I don't.
He did what he was supposed to do against Ellenberger.
I don't see Brian Barberena winning in a lot of places in this fight. Brian Barberena is a tough dude, and I think that's the only way I could see him beating Vicente Luque.
If Luque gasses and like,
this guy's gonna be taking punches all day because Vicente Luque is gonna be in and out, hitting them up and moving back, throwing more punches. He's from the MMA lab, so he gets to kind of train with a lot of weird fighters, a lot of good stand up. Yeah, obviously he's trained with Sean O'Malley and Benton Henderson over there, but I don't think he can stop Vicente Luque, man.
Yeah.
Brazil, was that you said? That's where he's killing it right now?
Yeah, he's training in Brazil right now.
Yeah, this guy's jiu-jitsu is going to be pretty sharp, so more than enough to take on Brian Barberena. I think Luque wins it. I say he finishes the fight, to be honest with you.
The stare down was good, too.
You gotta watch the one tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's what counts. But yeah, let's go to the next fight. So I have Luque here, and like I said, I'm probably gonna play him as well. Next fight I've been talking about for the beginning of the podcast. I've been talking about this fight for so long now. I'm so hyped for this fight. Alex Caceres taking on Crone Gracie, the son of Hicks and Gracie, but he doesn't want to be known as Hicks and Gracie's son. So I'm going to give the guy props, and I'm going to just call him Crone Gracie, the master, you know, the guy who trains with the Diaz brothers and stuff. He actually mentioned that Nate might be in his corner for this fight, so that's going to be pretty cool to see if Nate's in his corner. So let's go through Crone. Before I actually break down Crone, let's go through Caceres super quick. So Caceres' last fight against Martin Bravo wasn't super impressive, we'll say, right? Wasn't too impressive against Martin Bravo. And Caceres himself isn't so impressive at 14-11. The guy doesn't have the greatest record in the UFC, right? 14-11. The thing that stuck out a lot on this fight is his Jason Knight fight, where Jason Knight actually took his back for the entirety of the first round almost, got a rear naked choke sunk in near the end of the first round, I'm pretty sure, and Caceres survived it, and then comes at the second round. I don't know how. He gets his back taken again. He gets his back taken again, and then he gets choked out. And then you go watch Crone Gracie fight. Everyone, oh, this guy's, how's he going to take down Caceres, bro? Literally, I don't give a fuck if this guy jumps guard. He's one of the few guys I care about in the UFC. If they jump guard, if you jump guard, Crone, by all means jump guard, brother. You more than know what you're doing than I do, right? He's been a black belt for 12 years since he was 18 years old. So this guy more than knows what he's doing. I like that he's taken 2 or 3 years off. He hasn't fought since 2016. We don't know what to expect from Crone. We know his grappling's out of this world. But he could have been working on his striking a little bit, or maybe that wrestling, you know, something I'll be interested in to look at. Regardless, I think even standing up in the clinch, he's going to be able to circle to Caceres' back, get the hooks in, rear naked choke him standing up. I think that's what's going to happen pretty quickly. But if this hits the mat at any point in the fight, look for it to be over rather quickly. This is maybe a blue belt going against a black belt for 12 years now, a guy who's beating the likes of Gary Tonin at 2 different times, right? Gary Tonin, guys, right? This Crone Gracie's rolled against Marcelo Garcia, top quality guy, Sergio Moraes. So he's lost actually 3 times against Sergio Moraes. Sergio's no joke in jiu-jitsu. Crone's beaten Benil Darush in jiu-jitsu matches. He's Abu Dhabi world champion. You know what I mean? Has all the shit. Then you go watch his last fight. He fought Tatsui Kawajiri. For you guys that don't know, Kawajiri was in the UFC, obviously. And he went, I think this might have been his first or second fight in Ryzen, Kawajiri.
His last fight, yeah.
His last, no, he fought a few times after that too. But he was on a little bit of a losing streak when he was losing in the UFC, right? He went to he lost to Cub, he lost to Dennis Bermudez.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I think he'll give some people a good run, but
and then he faces Crone, and Crone's 3-0, and Tatsu Kawajiri is 35-10 at the time, 35-10-2, almost 50 fights, and Crone has 3, and Crone just takes his time with him, right? He just fucking slowly gets him. At one point, you see him pull guard or whatever, and he gets him. And you see how smooth Crone is off his back, going for iron bars and everything. Or even if he's on your back, he's constantly looking for submissions. He's just looking for openings all the time. Very reminiscent of how his father fought, right? He takes a lot after his father. You can see how his father would strike the different. He does the exact same strike with his foot that his dad used to do, that inside the heel stomp. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but his dad used to get the back and then throw the back of his heels, like his Achilles, at the ribs of his opponents. And Crone does that as well. Crone likes to do that from the bottom more, but Go watch a Calvillo fight, man. See how slick he is in his submissions. This is a guy, he was fighting, like I said, almost 50 fights. Cone only had 3. Okay? And he fucking submits Calvillo in the second round. Albeit in Rising, they have 10-minute rounds for the first round. So he had 10 minutes to work in the first round. Not sure if that goes against him or with him in this fight. Maybe he gets to rest a little bit longer. But regardless, I think he gets a really quick submission against Alex Caceres here. Like I said, man, this hits the mat once. He's going to be pressing forward the whole time. Caceres is going to be backing up a lot. If Caceres moves forward and he starts off aggressive, I can see that being one of Caceres' game plans, starting off really aggressive with body kicks and whatnot, and leg kicks, and trying to get Crone out of there. But I think Crone's just going to push forward with that jab. He's going to end up getting into the clinch, and once he gets to the clinch, he's going to do work, guys. Much stronger than you can see it. If you guys don't think he has any wrestling whatsoever, go watch some of his no-gi grappling matches. He's German suplexing guys. German suplexing people. He knows his takedowns. Trust me. Maybe not uses it too much in MMA. We've never seen him use his takedowns well or at all, right? But this is a guy who does have the capability of taking you down. So be worried of that. And he doesn't even have to fucking take you down. Like I said, if he just holds you and jumps guard, you're fucked. You're fucked. Because you go to the floor with him, you're fucked, man. I don't give a... This is a guy, I'm telling you guys right now, 145. Say what you want. People are going to call me crazy. He would submit Brian Ortega. Yes, he would. It would be a very good match. He would submit Brian Ortega. Because Brian doesn't have the greatest stand-up. Anyways, the guys who are going to give Gracie problems are really good wrestlers who are going to be able to defend the takedown, not go to the ground with Crone, and strike with him. That's who's going to be able to beat Crone eventually. Guys like Volkanovski, like top quality guys, and like he mentioned, like he comes off as a little bit arrogant, but like fucking the guys. When you've been worshipped pretty much since you were fucking 8 years old, right? People have been watching in and out since you were 8 years old, doing jiu-jitsu matches and shit. Like you literally have all this pressure on you all the time, being Hickson's son, and this guy's. I completely forgot what I was going to say for a second. Fuck. But, he comes off as a little bit arrogant like that, where they asked him, this is Caceres' 20th fight in the UFC. Ton of UFC experiences, 20th fight in the UFC. Is this a guy you wanted to face in your first UFC fight? And Crone goes, I wanted somebody better. I wanted someone better than him initially. They ended up giving me this fight, but I wanted somebody better. I see his ground game's lacking. So I can take advantage of that if it goes to the ground. And he's going to try and do some crazy shit spinning, but I think he's going to try and run away from me the whole time. That's what Crone said. So I really think Crone's motivated for this. The stare down was cool. I think it's awesome to have a Gracie back in the UFC. We haven't seen a Gracie win since Hoist in 94, right? So it's been 25 years since fucking Gracie's won in the UFC. I think he's the first one to do it in 25 years. And I think he starts it on Sunday, gets first round submission. I think he gets a standing rear naked choke on Caceres. Takes his back standing against the cage.
Yeah.
Chokes him out standing, puts him on the floor unconscious. Because as soon as that squeeze comes on, brutal. It's done, bro. As soon as he gets his if he grabs with two hands your one wrist, and he gets wrist control, standing even, not even on the ground, wrist control standing, you're fucked.
I wouldn't mind seeing a nice body lock and just go for a nice choke standing,
talking to this with Claude, our coach. It's like, and this is like. Caceres has been submitted so many times too. It's not like this is a guy who's like good on the floor that they're giving him. They're giving him a guy who blocked, like Jason Knight has submitted. Like Jason Knight just got cut from the UFC, bro. Like, not a good fighter. Like, but very similar kind of style where he'll jump guard and go into his rubber guard and lay on his back. He's very comfortable on his back and whatnot. So that's something that works against Caceres, actually. And Crone, very comfortable off his back. We all know that. He's more than willing to go to his back than he is standing up. So if he jumps guard here, I won't be disappointed at all. I think he'll do some work. He has to work a little bit quicker because it's 5-minute rounds, not 10.
Yeah.
So he does have to work a little bit quicker. But I think with I don't know if his dad's going to be in his corner. If his dad's in his corner, that's wicked. That'd be really cool.
I mean, yeah.
But other than that, I think he gets the submission rather quickly here. He just has to watch out for the knockout, and he has 15 minutes to get the submission. Even if he, I think he gets the submission 100%. But if he doesn't, he's gonna ride out a decision, in my opinion. But there's gonna be way too many openings that he's eventually gonna grab the submission, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be very quickly into the first round. I think he's going to want to make a statement. This is his first fight in a few years, his first UFC fight. This is the first fight on ESPN, first Gracie in 25 years. He wants to make an impact. So I think we see a first round rear naked standing rear naked choke on Caceres. So Crone Gracie by submission. Either going to play on by submission or inside the distance. I'm not sure yet. Whatever I see, I'll choose after tomorrow, whatever, when all the lines are out and settled. But probably going to add that with the Luque parlay as well as something else later in the card. But that's what I'm looking at as well. Gib, what do you think about this fight?
You know what?
Sorry for taking literally 20 minutes to break it down, but you already know I had to break down Crone.
Oh yeah,
I had to break down Crone, bro.
Completely get it, man. Alex Caceres on the other hand, a little more unpredictable. Whereas Crone Gracie kind of already know what he's going to get to work on first. His jiu-jitsu, maybe might have a bit of a tendency to wait on the takedown, but I think he still has a good amount of balance and a good amount of sweeps that might even be able to get his opponents on the floor.
And just to mention, sorry to jump in quickly. Crone's conditioning is ridiculous, guys. He has Diaz brothers conditioning. I hope you understand that he does triathlons and shit with them. So he has a triathlete endurance, whatever you want to say. He has that kind of endurance. You can see it in his grappling matches. You can see it in Rising. This guy's grappling on easily for 15, 20 fucking minutes. He can grapple easily. It's his world, bro. He's been doing it since he was fucking 8 years old. He's more than comfortable down there. I just wanted to point out, this is a guy that can get Caceres tired when he's not tired, and his cardio is going to be top quality. He's going to be winning positions because of his cardio, in my opinion, as well. And but I really don't think it's going to even go to the second round. I think once he gets that body lock on him, standing, he's going to choke him out.
I agree, man. I think the stamina and these triathlons are going to definitely go into that. I think Crone's technique in striking might not be as high level.
It's improving. It's definitely not high level, but it's improving. He's flat-footed. You have to. I'm telling the truth. He's flat-footed, right? He's like the Diaz brothers. The Diaz brothers don't have the best footwork.
The conditioning will already make certain that he can throw punches with people. He might not be able to throw proficient.
When he was throwing with Kawajiri, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest punches with Kawajiri, but he was striking with him, right? He made Kawajiri hitting Kawajiri out there. That's all he wants to show, that he can strike a little bit, get you scared, and then go for that takedown or go for the jump guard and submit you.
I think if Crone gets a really nice sparkling jab going, he might be able to jab high and go for that low takedown and kind of mess with people up, mess with people on the striking front with body shots, head shots, and takedowns, and just really keep running that feint. Alex Caceres, man, this guy has been in a lot of grappling exchanges like that, where guys have thrown high and gone low. And guess what? It normally works for them. Alex Caceres is not a difficult fighter to get to the ground. If anything, he might even try to pull guard once he's down there, because he just doesn't have much of a game to play.
And he doesn't even want to mention what you said to me before. He doesn't even want to be a fucking UFC fighter.
Doesn't want to. Yeah.
Doesn't even want to be a UFC fighter. Says that's not what a mixed martial artist should do. Is be in a cage like this.
recently I read a article saying that he's very, very much away and disconnected from a lot of what the UFC fighters are doing. He feels like he's more on his own, more of a martial artist, a traditional martial artist in that sense. He just kind of likes to fight, enjoys doing it, but not really looking into a lot of the fighters that he fights. He's already claimed that he's not a fan of a lot of people. He doesn't watch a lot of tape on fighters, but he has had some very surprising split decisions against guys like Yair Rodriguez in a very weird fight.
That's a fight where that's probably him at his best, right?
For
against
sure.
Yair going 5 rounds against Yair, a young Yair, but Yair very confident, going 5 rounds against Yair, and I think in Mexico too. I'm not sure what that was, but
that could explain it.
But regardless, going 5 rounds with Yair is no easy task. I'll give him that. But Caceres is also very comfortable on the feet. Very comfortable on the feet, right? That's where he's. So if you don't threaten him going to the ground at all, and he knows he can stand with you for 5 rounds or 3 rounds, he's gonna be grooving. He's chilling. But if he has the threat like he had against Jason Knight of the takedown or the ground game at all, he shits his pants, knowing that Chrome Gracie. Bro, a lot of pressure on Chrome Gracie. I'll give you that. But there's going to be a lot on Caceres. A lot of people are expecting Caceres just to get choked out here. And I really think that's the case. I think he's coming in here, and once he gets grappled by Chrome, he's going to notice, oh, shit, this is a different kind of level.
Definitely.
I'm not really used to this kind of level of grappling because I'm telling you right now, there's nobody in the MMA lab who's training jiu-jitsu or whatever, grappling like Chrome is. There's no way.
You know what? I agree. It's definitely going to be very difficult to find anyone close to caliber just to roll with you for a little bit to give you an idea of what Chrome can come at you with.
Yeah.
It's just no.
Like, who are you going to grab, bro? Benson Henderson? Go grab Benson Henderson, bro. You know what happened to Benson Henderson against Chrome Gracie? He would absolutely murder him. Benson would get tapped out in the first in a grappling match. Easy.
Yeah. At best, I mean, Benson Henderson dabbled in jiu-jitsu. And
he's good at jiu-jitsu. That's what I'm saying. He's still good at jiu-jitsu, right? He's
skills in jiu-jitsu, but that's just a hobby that he's taken up since doing MMA. That wasn't something he was doing early on. That is building all these steps and building all of these basics that you can now kind of transfer into wherever you're at now. And Chrome Gracie's at that level where, and given that type of fighter, we can pull off a crazy submission in this fight. There's no reason why he shouldn't, but I could definitely see Caceres being a little sneaky. He was able to use a uppercut on Martin Bravo and abuse that along with a left cross.
Caceres is gonna be scared, bro. He's gonna keep his distance very far. He's gonna try and stay far from Gracie. And Gracie's gonna keep pressuring him against the cage. And once you see Gracie's a little bit close to that cage, and Caceres' back's against the cage, Gracie's gonna clinch up with him, and that's where you're gonna see him take Caceres' back very easily, sink the hooks in, jump on his back, and he's gonna choke him out like that.
He can even pull that off after Caceres misses one of those spinning kicks because
man,
go for one, and once his hips are on the other side, I mean, fuck, good luck good luck defending even a shitty takedown by Chrome Gracie. And
oh my goodness,
it's not a shitty takedown, but I mean,
that's the thing. If Caceres was a little bit of a better wrestler or something, I'd be like, okay, maybe we have, but no.
You can wrestle.
He's not even like a wrestler, like a sprawl and brawl guy, right? That's not at all, right? This is more of a guy who's a scrambly takedown kind of guy, not a guy who will go for a double leg or a single leg on a guy. He's not the best defensive wrestler, and he's not that good in the clinch either. So, and he used to fight at 135. Sorry, so Crone has the strength advantage in my opinion. I know Caceres fought at 155 as well for the Ultimate Fighter, but we saw how that turned out. And Crone's been competing against guys bigger than him for a long time now in jiu-jitsu, and guys on very high level grappling, very, very high level grapplers. He's been going against black belts. Like I mentioned before, this guy's beating Gary Tonin, bro. Gary Tonin's fucking killing it at 1FC right now. I would like to see Crone get that kind of experience that or kind of do what Gary Tonin's doing, because Gary Tonin's standing with guys, and then as soon as he makes a shot to shoot for the takedown or whatever, and he takes him down, they're in a fucking world of trouble. They're shitting their pants already, just waiting for the shot, and he's just tuning them up with jabs and leg kicks and whatever. So I'd like to see Kron use a little bit of leg kicks, get slow down Caceres' movement, try and pop out that jab. Don't get overly aggressive and go for any crazy combination or hooks or anything like that.
He's got to keep it simple.
Be smart, keep it simple, go for that clinch, take him down, jump guard, whatever you have to do, get the match to the ground, finish him on the ground. Because once it goes to the ground, Kron's going to be 5 steps ahead of Caceres.
Kron can pick how he ends it.
Yeah, he's your foot. I'll grab that just in case, and then I'll grab this Kimura right here.
Needs it.
Like ridiculous grappling. We're gonna see. We're really gonna see it. Like you guys are gonna be like, oh, the Kron was only a -300, -150 for submission. What the fuck, bro? When this line before the lines came out, I thought Kron was gonna be at least -1,000. I'm not even talking shit. I tweeted -2,000. Not even talking shit. Like I was like, the fuck's happening here? Kron's a monster. And then I saw the line. I said, okay, whatever. It's his first fight in the UFC. They have to give him. And then, boy, this guy's already faced guys with a ton of experience. Like I said, Kawajiri and Tokoro. Tokoro has fucking almost, what does he have? Like 80 fights? 70 fights or some shit? Yeah, and he tapped out Tokoro in the first round or second round in Japan, too. You guys say what you want about it being in Japan. I hear a lot of people talk shit about it being in Japan, saying the Gracie's automatically win in Japan. The refs have an earpiece so they know when to call off the fight. Buddy, you're fucking embarrassing. If you actually think that shit's happening, I'm sorry, you're fucking embarrassing, bro. Fucking embarrassing, bro. You shouldn't be watching MMA if you think the refs have earpieces in Ryzen right now controlling the fights like that. That's fucking embarrassing, bro. It could very well happen, but I'd be willing to wager a lot of things on that not being the reality. Like Kron was a +170 underdog against Kawajiri. I'm pretty sure they wanted Kawajiri, the Japanese guy, to win in Japan instead of this Brazilian guy taking out all the Japanese guys. But I do understand the Gracies are big in Japan, so that could be an influence as well. It's just like he's faced such high-level competition already, man. Like, I know, like, Caceres has just never faced anybody on Kron's level of grappling. And Kron's, you can say he's never faced people with the flashiness of Caceres, but he's faced better strikers. Kawajiri is a way better striker than Caceres, and Kawajiri would beat Caceres, in my opinion, 100%. Same with Tokoro. And,
to be honest with you.
And then, like that's all Kron has to really watch out for is like some flash and shit, which is like could happen. You know what I mean? Caceres has to make sure for 15 fucking minutes that Kron doesn't get it to the floor. Because Kron needs 30 seconds on the floor, maybe less, maybe 15 seconds to get something locked in and tap you out. So this is Kron all day by submission, bro. First round submission. I think he steamrolls him. I think the post-fight interview is actually going to be longer than the fight with Rogan or whoever talking. Not Rogan, but they're doing a fight companion, I think, this weekend. So whoever's Felder, whoever's talking to Gracie about, they're gonna mention him being the first Gracie here in 25 years to get a win or whatever. I think it's big. I think it's smart. Dana White's putting him on the main card of ESPN. Yeah, man. Gracie all day. Looking to play him tomorrow for sure by submission or inside the distance. We're taking up, bro. I think it's been 2.5 hours already, our podcast. But we'll keep going here. We only have 3 more fights to break down. We'll break down these ones super quickly. Our next one, I'll just break down super quick. Cynthia Calvillo versus Courtney Casey. So that was the other fight I was mentioning before that I was thinking about taking Calvillo, but something keeps telling me in my gut that
Courtney Casey's got it.
Casey's gonna fucking pull off a submission, or she's gonna be able to strike with Calvillo. Because Calvillo, don't get me wrong, Calvillo is very good at the takedowns and stuff, and Casey's horrible. Casey has like a 24% takedown defense, absolutely horrid, right? So that should easily be Calvillo's path to victory. But you've seen her before strike for most of the fight against girls like Joanne Calderwood, where Calvillo will feel comfortable striking if she sees she's getting that jab off, and she's just one of those girls, man. When she starts hitting you and shit, she enjoys it, and she's not gonna stop. She's not gonna go for the takedown right away. She'll go for the takedown when she's in trouble, and then she'll work for it like that. And she's very strong and a very good grappler when she does go for the takedown. Casey's gonna have to beware of that, but Casey's not a horrible grappler on the bottom, I would say. Like she doesn't do a lot to get up regardless. Like I think, to be honest, Calvillo is gonna murk her on the ground.
Oh yeah.
But if this stays standing, I think it's gonna be a lot closer than a lot of people think. And the line seems she's like a minus 300, 350 Calvillo, which is she deserves that if we knew she was going to the ground 100%, right? If she decides to stick around and stand up with Casey for a round or two, it might be a super close fighting that Casey might be able to edge out. We don't know that, but I'm leaning Calvillo. I was gonna bet her, so I'm definitely gonna pick her. I'll throw her in a little fun my usual $1 parlays that I like to do for fun. Probably Calvillo by submission or something like that. I'll pick. But yeah, I think Calvillo gets it done. But guys, don't think this is a super easy one either. That's why I'm staying away from this one. Something in my gut's just telling me it's not as easy as I think it's gonna be. So I'm sticking away from that one. But everyone who's betting Calvillo, good luck. If you're betting Casey, good luck as well. But yeah, I'm taking Calvillo. How about you, Dib?
You know what, Cynthia Calvillo, I was looking at her record, and yeah, it's kind of one of those. What is she has like 2 losses, 1?
I think she has 1 only. Maybe
loss?
2. Maybe 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this girl's killing it. And you know why? I mean, she's going for these.
Yeah, she has 1 loss.
She has a Stockton slap type shots that she hits people with. Good jab. She's pretty good at grabbing people's legs when they do throw that kick and they leave it out there. And she can add in some great body kicks and uppercuts. Good at mounts. Really gets that ground and pound going. And I think she won her first few fights by rear naked choke. She's good at sitting in the pocket, backing away, circling out, getting back in there, throwing more punches. And Courtney Casey, I mean, her fight over Angela Hill definitely showed me a little bit of stuff that I can see. I can see how she does against Cynthia Calvillo, and I felt like at the very end of the first round, her and Angela Hill threw fucking down, big punches. They had
Angela Hill. I'm sorry, Angela Hill is a better striker than Calvillo, in my opinion.
Really?
I think so. She's a better kickboxer. Maybe not as much power and stuff, but she's gonna throw better combinations. She's more technical on the feet.
Yeah. I thought Casey had a pretty decent fight against her. She had a good eye, good at blocking, and slinging a few uppercuts in there from the inside. Interesting knee placement. I thought she was able to use a double right hand pretty good and a single knee. It was a very interesting combo, but hey, it worked. I think the closing 10 seconds, Casey and Angela Hill throw down, and it looked good. I mean, if you bring Casey into these fights, she obviously starts to win these really weird exchanges. She can really wobble people when she puts that right hand to work, and pretty sure she dropped Angela Hill in that fight too. Not bad at throwing these high shots and going for the low takedown. Angela Hill had to use a lot of energy getting back up, and I think Calvillo might be able to counter a lot of the takedowns that Courtney Casey has, but Courtney Casey might have some good hands in her face in terms of punches and double right hands. And Cynthia Calvillo likes to throw some wild stuff. So if she gets into a brawl, I think Courtney Cast Iron Casey could come out on top in here. So I actually think Courtney Casey wins this one, just because of that the Angela Hill win. Kind of won me over, but yeah, I thought Courtney Casey did well in that fight.
Oh, you think Casey wins this?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, I didn't think you were gonna pick Casey. That's fuck.
Been a while, yeah. Her
But
last
you know what this kind of reminds me of?
Watterson, and both of them are split decisions too. You know. Can you hear me? Hold on, guys. We get that audio back real quick. There we go. You're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watterson's a completely different fighter from Calvillo, though. You can't compare the two. I'd say this is more like the Felice Herrig fight.
Really?
Yeah, this reminds you a lot of the Felice Herrig. Felice Herrig's a lot like Calvillo, right?
Did you see that one?
Yeah, and
badass.
Herrig likes to go for the takedowns. Obviously, a lot like Calvillo. Calvillo's probably better on top or whatnot than Felice Herrig, but Felice Herrig, make no doubt about it, it's pretty much the same game. She's got the regular boxing that she likes to use, and then she goes for her takedowns. So this could very much play out like that fight too. You just don't know what you're always getting with Calvillo. I thought she should have dominated Carla Esparza. I thought she would have been the better grappler out of the two, and I thought it was going to be more of a grappling match. So I thought she should have won there, but she didn't. And then I actually faded her. I don't think I played Poliana Botello. I might have against her, but a lot of people were on Botello for that fight, and Calvillo ends up taking her back in the first round. Near the end of the first round, submits her, rear naked choke, in her first fight off the submission or off the suspension there. Yeah, I do think Calvillo wins this, but like I said, man, this another one that would not surprise me if it's way closer than the odds suggest, and Casey does taking it, because I can see her winning a couple rounds standing up if Calvillo doesn't take it to the floor. I can see them giving her a couple rounds. I can see she's from fucking. You guys got to take this in. She's from Arizona too. This is in Arizona, right? So you have to take that into account. That she trains in Arizona at the MMA lab. That's why all these MMA lab guys are here. Hometown's going to be on her side for any shot that she throws, pretty much.
Not all.
They should be, at least, like whatever. She's the hometown favorite, but I see Calvillo winning, but like I said, not as easy as most are suggesting here. So we'll go to the co-main event, the fight that I'm actually really looking forward to, in James Vick versus Paul Felder, and I'll break this one down super quick as well. This could actually be a main event. Pretty good fight. So James Vick, we recently just saw against Justin Gaethje not too long ago, and he was talking a whole bunch of shit to Gaethje about how he's going to eat so many shots. There's no way Gaethje can keep up with him. He's going to knock Gaethje out. Gaethje's done by the third round. Gaethje's like Homer Simpson. He has no fight IQ. All this shit. And then he gets knocked out in the first fucking round. Brutal knockout. Like, one of the worst knockouts of 2018. Justin Gaethje fucking outed him, right? Completely outed him. Comes back and he's going to be fighting Paul Felder here. And I don't think this is a lot of people on Vick in this one too. And I don't see it. I think the better play here is Paul Felder at dog money, because you're getting a guy with Paul Felder who might have better hardware, right? He's going to come in there. I never knew what that meant, hardware, but Z always likes to use that one on me, so I like to say it sometimes. But he has the better, whatever that Z says. He has a better hardware, and the fight IQ is pretty much I think Paul Felder's super smart, right? He's been commentating and shit. I'm not sure if that's going to play a factor. It hasn't played a factor with Cormier, and we haven't seen it play a factor with Cruz, right? But could be a factor with Felder, since the last fight was when he fought Mike Perry, was a factor. Well, he broke his arm, so it wasn't really a factor. But he broke his fucking arm, right? We can't say that the announcing was a factor.
He broke his arm.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
I guarantee you he throws that same elbow again, or the same spinning back fist. I guarantee he throws that again. He doesn't give a fuck if he breaks his arm. Paul Felder's an animal.
Oh, yeah.
And So he's gonna come into here. He's going to eat a couple shots too, and he's got a great chin, and he's got some good grappling. He's a rugged guy, and he's got some nasty combinations. He's strong, man. He's a big 155 or two. Vick is huge, 6'3", 155. Right for the long time, Vick was the biggest. Now it's Jalen Turner, and Vick has a very hard. He's mentioned his cut to 155 is extremely fucking difficult. Extremely difficult. He's huge, bro. That guy should be fighting at 170. No kidding. But he fights at 155. He just got knocked out not too, like, how many months ago? What, 6 months ago or whatever? Maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, because it's February. I don't remember exactly what month he got knocked out in. But is it on there, Gip? When was his last fight?
Hold on.
I think I have it right here.
I think it was
Gaethje, but who?
Gracie, which was the
8th. August 25th. Okay, so it was. I was right. It was about like 6 months ago. Not a whole lot of time to like rehab your chin and get back into camp and shit. I would say, especially after a brutal knockout like that. So I'd be worried about that, especially him dehydrating his body back to 155 after a brutal knockout. That's something to be worried about for sure. If this hits the mat, you can't say Vick has maybe the grappling advantage, but we thought that with Oliveira too. And you saw what Paul Felder did to Oliveira with those fucking elbows, right? He finished him with the elbows, and he's a mean motherfucker. He felt the tap and kept going.
Check that out.
I'm going with Paul Felder, man. I think, in my opinion, he's actually the better fighter. And a lot of people will disagree with me on that, and that's fine. I'll let you guys disagree with me. I think Paul Felder is the better fighter. Maybe not even the better fighter, but this is like better for his matchup. I think Vick's taking this fight too quickly from his last knockout, and I just don't like this fight from him. I don't see him doing much here. It's we thought he was gonna. But then I was wrong. I picked Joe Duffy against him too because I thought Joe Duffy was gonna box him up, right? And he fucked Joe Duffy up. He ended up knocking him out. So you have to beware with James Vick. He only has like one or two losses in the UFC. Very legit lightweight. Questionable chin though. He's been knocked out 3 times already in his career. Knocked out against Chiesa or TKO'd, and knocked out against Benil, Darush, and then vicious knockout against Gaethje, right? So you have to be worried of that. Other than that, like I said, I think Paul Felder takes this one. Felder hasn't fought since July, right? That 226 card against Mike Perry. And I think he rehabbed his arm. That shit's good now. I think we see a really good Paul Felder. It's going to be a really good fight. Definitely worthy of the co-main event here. But I'm going with Paul Felder for the win. You get?
Yeah. James Vick, I mean, that guy's no joke. Because before his loss to Justin Gaethje, I mean, no one really thought anyone was going to take him down for a while. Beat Trujillo, beat Polar Reyes, Joe Duffy. I mean, kind of on the light side, but at the same time, I mean, he was beating them with pretty much ease. Only really having one decision fight, other than the Benil Dariush loss, pretty much going crazy. But by the time he fought Justin Gaethje, I mean, he really did himself in that fight. Kind of talked himself into that loss almost. I feel like James Vick has his hands down just as much as Justin Gaethje did at some point. But he turns those hands against his opponents and really kind of gets those hands in there, and he gets those hands to the body, and when he's comboing, he starts bringing his hands back to his head, and that's where he gets his guard up. That's where he gets his blocks in. When he clinches up on the fence, he can turn it into a really tight guillotine, and he's a knee machine when he gets to clinch. When he wraps up a nice clinch, especially on the neck, and he pulls it down, I mean, you're gonna get it's knee central all day. And if he finds a good spot to throw and you're not gonna get out of it, I mean, he could probably throw skip knees and just end people like that. Very vicious fighter. It's going to take a guy to really make James Vick take those back steps. I think those are only those people who are really really knocking him out. Guys who make him pull back and almost go into those punches. And you got to make him lean back. He likes to lean back on a lot of strikes to get away from punches, especially straight jabs and straight right hands. But Paul Felder can make something work and maybe swing a kick around his way. I'm sure he might land it. Throws a lot of spinning stuff, a lot of backhands. One of my favorite commentators. I think he gives a lot of insight on his commentary and presents himself pretty well for when he commentates and when he presents on the post fights. Very tough fight against Mike Perry. Broke his hand in that. It was an arm and his hand in that fight.
His arm.
Man, he kept going on that too. I remember it was visibly clear that he was wincing after after his hand hurt him, and he's still throwing it. He will trade tooth and nail to win fights. He's one of those damage taker type fighters. Most interesting moves, almost semi-weathering storms while reversing chokes around. I remember Charles Oliveira took his back and almost had him. I think he had him in the first round, took his back, kept going at him. And then when the second round started, Oliveira got on him again. Only this time, I think Paul Felder turned it around and got that fight back. Oliveira was really close to finishing that fight, and Paul Felder is just really good at navigating the rapids. I mean, this guy is really good under pressure, serves it well, and if you keep him alive, I mean, you're definitely going to feel something big soon. He throws some big shots at you, big knees, good kicks. He's the Irish Dragon for a reason. Very deadly. I think Paul Felder has that vicious style that'll be able to take on James Vick. I think James Vick is really nice. He does get his hands down, and he does start landing those punches. But I still think he's very easy to hit early. And I think if he just has that high pressure that Paul Felder always has, he should be able to take this one just as easy. And maybe be back in the winning circle. But it's a tough fight. I still got Paul Felder, though.
Nice. Okay, so we both got Felder on to our main event of the evening. The return of El Campeon, Cain Velasquez. We haven't seen him since 2016, guys. When he fought Travis Bounds, probably UFC 200. Oh, what the t-shirt I got. Yeah, that's a sick one. Perfect time to wear that. You have to wear it during this podcast for sure.
Oh, yeah. Wearing for the Sunday fights, too.
You have to. Yeah, but so this is the return of Cain. Last time we saw Cain, he absolutely destroyed Travis Brown. It was probably one of the, we thought, Prime Cain was when he had the belt and shit, right? He was fighting Dos Santos and all those guys. Then we saw him at UFC 200. This motherfucker's throwing wheel kicks, bro. Spinning wheel kicks.
Yeah.
Takes down Travis Brown and pounds him the fuck out. First round. It's literally one of the best. Cain hasn't missed a beat since he's been gone from when he was last injured to 2016. I think the time he's taking off now is even better because he's been helping Cormier, all these guys, Khabib, maybe not Rockhold as much as Rockhold, but he's been helping Cormier. We've seen them get rounds in with Cormier before Cormier's last fight. Who was Cormier's last fight? Derek Lewis, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Derek Lewis, and then we saw him get some rounds in with him, right? So he's been moving around, and Javier Mendez has said Cain's been ready for a while now. So his back's been healed for a while. I like that he took at least a year off. He spent it with his baby girl, I'm pretty sure his baby girl, and he's back, man. And this is literally one of the worst matchups that could have gave Ngannou. I don't know how the line is at -150. this should be minus 300 Kane. I guess because of fucking he's been away for so long, and Ngannou has that one-shot knockout power. But man, have you guys seen Ngannou throw punches? It's really bad. He has no idea like how to box. Like, get that guy in a boxing gym. Like fuck it. You guys will see it on UFC 235. I'm going to be doing it with Gibb and actually our coach Claude Patrick, who's a former UFC fighter, and he explains. He broke this down perfectly. I wish he was here to break down the fight because he broke it down in the simplest terms. That like this is not only the best striker that Francis has ever faced, right? Because it's he's better boxer and everything than Stipe, 100%.
On a daily basis, he fights better people than probably what.
Yes, 100%. Ngannou's in France. Who the fuck's he training with in France? He's in France, bro, training. He didn't even come back to Las Vegas for this one. He was trained in France. Who the fuck is this guy training with, bro? Kickboxers?
Kickboxers.
I saw him train with Jerome LeBanner. What the fuck is Jerome?
I'm pretty sure he trains at the Las Vegas UFC gym.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't anymore.
Kicked out of there now.
Yeah,
he out of the combine.
Yeah, this guy is fucking, and he went through some shit with his coach, where his coach was saying his ego's out of control. Dana thinks his ego's out of control. They're trying to fucking. I think Dana's trying to cut the cord on this guy. I really do, because this guy was gonna be a star, and Dana was making him a star.
Oh, he was
he fucked up, right? He fucked up against Stipe. And then Dana gave him that second chance against Derek Lewis to show everyone, okay, bro, get the rematch here, knock out Derek Lewis. And he doesn't throw a fucking single punch in that fight. It's embarrassing to watch. He's standing there the whole fight.
That was better.
It's literally the worst heavyweight fight I've ever seen in my life. It's so fucking bad.
But better than the Super Bowl.
I was still, no, I don't think it was better than the Super Bowl. That fight was fucking horrible. Oh my goodness, that fight was so bad. They were standing at each other, and Derek Lewis only won because he landed a little bit more strikes in each round. It was a really bad fight.
If Derek Lewis lands a really crazy body kick, that's it.
Yeah.
And he never throws body kicks.
Sometimes they used to throw like that switch kick and shit.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But if you go watch that Stipe fight, I rewatched it. Everyone's gonna rewatch it if you're betting on this fight, right? Because that's like pretty much the game plan that Kane's probably gonna use to beat Francis.
Blueprint.
And we've already seen Kane go 5 rounds easy. That's cardio Kane. We know that. This guy can go 5 rounds, the same pace. He's going to break you down. He's got that lightweight cardio at heavyweight. It's a gift, right? You can't fucking build that. That's the shit he was born with. Francis was tired 2 minutes into the fucking first round. After the first bit, kind of getting up from the Stipe's takedown. And Stipe was taking him down throughout the whole fight. In the 3rd and 4th round, with the most ease. Like, Vova takedowns, bro. Literally the worst takedowns, man. Stipe would shoot on his knees already and fucking complete a double leg takedown on Francis. And Francis was so gassed, he has no idea what. And then once he's on the bottom, he's fucked. That guy has no idea what to do on the bottom. Joe Wilkins said, he literally has no clue what to do here. And then he goes, at one point he says, this is Stipe. I don't think he says in these exact words, but it's like, imagine if this was Cain Velasquez doing this shit.
Gone.
What Stipe's doing, Cain's the better boxer. Stipe's pretty well. He's a good boxer, right? Golden Gloves champ and everything, but we know Cain's the better boxer.
Cain would probably
Cain without a doubt is the better wrestler. We know that. So Cain's gonna get this motherfucker down, in my opinion. I think he's gonna get him down in the first round, smash him. He's gonna absolutely maul him in the first round. Francis is gonna roll to his back or something, and Cain's gonna get his first submission of his career. He's gonna get a rear naked chokehold.
He's never gotten one, actually.
He's never got one. He's attempted them. He's never got one. And I think this is the first time he gets it. And I went ahead. I'm gonna throw Cain in that parlay probably tomorrow with everyone. Whatever that's gonna be. But I already played 0.5 units on Cain Velasquez by submission at plus 1,200. I think the odds are fucking insane. They opened in Australia at like plus 2,300, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because all Cain needs to do is, he's not a black belt or anything, but I'm pretty sure he knows how to sink in the rear naked choke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm willing to put 0.5 units on him. singular rear naked choke to try and win 6 units at plus 1200. I think it's worth a stab. That he mauls, like it's no doubt that he's probably gonna get Francis to the damn floor as soon as possible. And then what's Francis gonna do on the floor? Is he gonna give up his back? Is Kane just gonna mount him and maul him? What's gonna happen, right? But what I think's gonna happen is he's gonna maul him. Francis is gonna try and turn over or something, and Kane's just gonna get a submission, and it's gonna be the first one of his career, and it's gonna look like old Kane. He's gonna get his ranking back, number 3 or 4, wherever the fuck they're gonna put him. And they're gonna wind him up, right? To see what they're planning to do for sure is based off Cormier. So whatever Cormier does, Cormier's gonna have one more fight most likely. It's gonna be against Brock Lesnar. That's what they're aiming for. But can you fucking imagine if Brock Lesnar wins and they do the rematch, Brock Lesnar versus Kane too? That shit will be fucking insane.
No.
That would be I don't see Brock winning.
I don't want to see it.
I want to see. I want to see Kane.
I want to see Brock as far away from the UFC as possible.
I like when Brock's in the UFC.
Give him that new belt they made for WWE or something. I don't know.
He's set.
He's sucks.
I think he's
great.
I think we get mauled against Cormier if they fight, but
mauled against everybody. I think the only guy he can maybe take on is like
Francis. He's a good wrestler, bro.
He beat him. That's it.
Ngannou might knock him out too, but
Ngannou would knock him out too.
But Lesnar's a great wrestler. You can't bro. I thought Mark Hunt was gonna knock out Lesnar, and he fucking steamrolled Mark Hunt. Steroids or not, bro. That motherfucker steamrolled Mark Hunt.
I think if he went up against that Alexei Olenek guy, he still would have got rocked.
That'd be an interesting fight. Olenek versus Lesnar.
Fuck up Brock Lesnar.
That Russian would choke him
100%. Drunk on fucking vodka, he would be.
Yeah.
100%.
That's jokes.
That guy's dangerous.
Yeah, but I think they're planning. I think what they really want Kane. Kane's a little bit older. He's like 36 now. But he's still in heavyweight shape, man. The guy, you go watch his open workout. Watch him hit pads.
They're not going to fight DC, though.
They'll never fight. They're best friends, bro. They'll never fight. So he's going to wait, obviously, till DC defends that championship. One more fight with Lesnar or whatever, right? Kane might have another fight with maybe John Jones. Who knows, right? Because that's who's talking shit with each other right now is Jones and Kane. So I'd really like to see that. To see for an interim belt or something at heavyweight after the Brock Lesnar Cormier fight, but I think Cormier retires after the Lesnar fight, and then it leaves the opening, right? That he's leaving for Kane. Come get your belt back, Kane. And that's what it is. I think Kane's gonna make an impact. Still one of the best heavyweights in the UFC. I don't care what you guys say. Definitely one of the best heavyweights in the UFC. I think he would beat Stipe. Like I said, he's gonna beat Ngannou. You beat Blades, all the top heavyweights. I think he beats. Still Cain Velasquez, cardio Cain. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pick Cain by submission here, first or second round. I think he mauls Ngannou. I really do. I think he really puts a clinic on him, and I think he gets him his first submission. So I went ahead. I put 0.5 minutes on the plus 1200 submission. And I'm looking to add him in a play tomorrow as well. Yep.
You know what I mean? As much as I kind of downplay Francis Ngannou, I still think this guy is still dangerous as fuck.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
This guy is a bear paw at all times that he can just
that's one thing you gotta worry about. Like even in the third round, it was like the third or fourth round against Stipe. He was so tired, bro, and he just threw this looping hand and it connected with Stipe, and Stipe got a little rocked. And it was like, bro, like you gotta watch out. You gotta be on your P's and Q's at all times with this motherfucker.
Did you see that welt that was on Stipe's eye?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just off of I would say that's one good clock. Like that was one good shot. So that's just on average how much damage you can expect from one of
Look at Curtis Bleeds' eye the first time they fought, right?
Yeah,
he completely shot it with the jab, but like from there we already saw the problems in the takedown defense, the cardio, everything. There's just so many. Like it's lining up for Cain. I really don't know how the lines. I guess because it's Cain hasn't fought in a while. But if Cain fought, like let's say a few months ago, Fighters fighting Ngannou now, and Kane's coming off a win, he'd be minus 300 at least.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Curtis Blades deserves to be a higher favorite than fucking Cain Velasquez. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck people are smoking.
Curtis Blades isn't even really close to fighting anyone at a level of a Cain Velasquez, other than Ngannou, and even at that point, Ngannou was kind of jumped to that position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in that fight, that he started to land some big right hands on him before the fight the first Curtis Blades fight got ended. But then going into the next one, I actually felt that Curtis Blades would be able to keep that wrestling on him. And
I thought I had 4 units on Blades there, or maybe a little bit more, but I think it was 4.
I thought it'd be a pretty easy fight, and
I thought he was going to take him down and maul him, bro.
I even watched the first fight, and I felt that Ngannou did have that one punch, just that one swat that could kind of knock your equilibrium off, and he really did have that. Once Curtis Blades started to fear it, it becomes a big problem. I guess fearing that big shot that Ngannou has is all of Ngannou's strategy, because it really starts to get him in there. But
man, he doesn't try and box with you or anything, and he's not good off the counter. Like, if you pressure him and he's on your back foot, he is not good at all.
He is in the beginning, but then it goes completely away once he doesn't want to throw very many hands.
Yeah,
he's not going to throw 4 or 5 shots. You're just not going to see Francis Ngannou throw cannons and just machine guns. This guy's, going to kind of pop shot and wait, and then fire a big right hand, and then wait even longer just to load up another one.
I think his last fight against Blades had a lot to do with the first fight. I think that first fight gave Ngannou confidence. Coming into this one, he's like, oh, I've already beat this guy before. I can beat him again. Blades thinking that as well, thinking Ngannou, all the pressure's on me. He's beaten me before. I got to show I can beat him this time. I'm the better wrestler.
Yeah.
Gets knocked out in the first, and Ngannou has all this confidence, right? Because that's somebody he's beaten before. Yeah, how is he going to do against another wrestler when he's faced a guy like Stipe, right? That he was so confident in beating. He was overly confident in beating Stipe. And he got taken down repeatedly, right? Like, he landed those big shots on Stipe, and Stipe just ate them.
Yeah.
And Stipe ended up taking him down and mauling him on the floor. Keeping him on the floor, actually tiring him out, just keeping him tired the whole fight, right? Gassing him out. And by the second round, we already saw, by the first round, we saw 2 minutes into the first round, he's already tired. As the round progresses, round by round, by the 4th round, you're like, in the 5th round, Joe Rogan says, I've never seen anybody this tired before in a fight.
Oh, his hands are on his hips.
He says, I've never seen anybody this tired before in a fight. I've never seen anybody. That's when you know your cardio isn't there yet, brother.
You see it
and go against Cain Velasquez, who has the best cardio in the division, sir. The best cardio in the division, and good luck against that. Good luck, because all you have is that haymaker punch. If Velasquez goes for a single leg and gets you down, motherfucker, I'm telling you right now, I think he's getting choked out.
Cain Velasquez fought Fabricio Verdum in Mexico above sea level.
Oh yeah, that was a great fight.
Killer. That you need good stamina just to be at a regular weight class. Cain Velasquez is at heavyweight, so over 260 plus.
He's usually 240.
240 plus.
Yeah.
So you're walking around at 240 and trying to have as much stamina as you can in a 5-round fight.
And he knows how to hold. Like, he's been doing this his whole life, like wrestling for Arizona and Savior. Like, his cardio is like next level, bro. It's like I've never seen anything like this before. I really hope it's still the same, and I don't see it like maybe slightly, like, because he hasn't fought in a little bit, it might be like not all there. But I that shit doesn't go away. Trust me, it doesn't.
No.
Like, I guarantee you that's the first thing that guy went to go work on, because he knows that's his most impressive thing. That's the first thing he got back when he was into the gym. And
Francis Ngannou in Mexico, he would faint on the walkout music getting through the octagon. That's how badass that is, man. I just think Cain Velasquez has been there.
I'd love to see him face Verdum again. Just get that rematch and beat Verdum. I would fucking love to beat Verdum.
I was about to say, could they make that shit happen or something? Or does Verdum have to or some shit?
I don't know, but they have to make that happen somehow because he needs that win against Verdum. He went for an ill-advised takedown shot on him, and Verdum's no joke in the guard. We all know that. Verdum tapped him out. But we already saw him when he got knocked out against Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah.
And he beat Dos Santos. What was it? 2 more times he beat him? He beat him by decision. Then the weird slam in the 5th round. And he was so tired. Dos Santos was... Well, if Dos Santos is that tired, imagine what's going to happen to Ngannou, bro. Everybody who fights Kane is exhausted when they fight him. Exhausted, bro.
Ngannou has the same advantage that Junior Dos Santos had in that.
Yeah, that's why I watched that fight. Yeah,
round.
To be honest, not even that, because Junior's a way better boxer than Ngannou. Way better boxer.
But he has the first round because your stamina is at 100. Like you're at
when you started off.
Ready, go. You know. And that kind of go. It's just enough to make, I would say, Ngannou look competitive, at least for the first 30, because this is a guy who knocked out Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem is a K1 vet.
Yeah, but Alistair's been knocked out so many times, bro.
100% a mummy. Just
like, didn't Kane knock him out too? Like, ground and pound?
A lot of people knocked him out. But, I mean, like, he is a bit of a mummy in terms of fight style, even though he still has that good stand-up striking. Ngannou was still able to absolutely dummy him with a huge uppercut. That was a monstrous uppercut that he landed, and it was a rough uppercut. Like, it didn't look good, but I mean, this guy is gonna throw it to the ceiling, and if you get hit by it, if you go in, you're gone. I think Kane will be able to play his cards right, especially in the wrestling, if he keeps it close, similar to Stipe Miocic, and even similar to Derek Lewis. Didn't seem like Derek Lewis needed a whole lot of energy to keep.
That's the thing. Like, he was scared. Francis was like not willing to throw in that Derek Lewis fight, right? He was like, timid.
I thought that's all he needed to do.
And I'm telling you right now, I think we're going to see the same Francis that we saw in that Derek Lewis fight and Stipe fight. The timid one who gets taken down after he gets taken down one time in the Stipe fight. He's completely changed. He's gassed. He's already 50% worse than he was when he started. And as the round goes on, Kane's going to maul him and maul him because Kane won't let you back up. If you get back up, Kane's putting you back on your ass. And he's going to ground and pound you.
He's already thinking about how to get you right back.
That's his first thing to do. He's not stupid. Kane knows he's been away for 3 years now, or two and a half, whatever it is. The first thing that guy is going to rely on probably is his wrestling. That's his base. He's going to go to his wrestling where he's comfortable, get the fight to the ground, be comfortable on the ground, work on the ground, work the punches, get him tired. And I really think he's going to work and he's going to get a submission.
Yeah, I can see Kane actually getting his first submission in a long time.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I do have the 0.5 units on Kane at plus 1200 by submission, and thinking about playing him tomorrow as well. That's all for this one. This super long episode of UFC Phoenix, UFC on ESPN 1, Ngannou versus Velasquez, all the bets, breakdowns, and predictions. Yeah, that's everything, guys. Hope you guys have a great one. Enjoy the fights. Remember, they're not today, Saturday. They're tomorrow, Sunday, and they start at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, the prelims. Enjoy, guys, and we'll see you the following week for UFC Prague in Czech Republic, and then the following week after that we'll be shooting. Actually, me and Gib will probably be right beside each other. We'll be shooting at our home gym at Elite with Pod Patrick to break down UFC 235, and I already have a 5-unit play on John Jones and Ben Askren. So looking to break that down too. I really think I thought John Jones at minus 600 or something. He's minus 1400 everywhere else. So that was a steal and a half. And then I grabbed Ben Askren. I think if he gets Robbie down, he's gonna get Robbie down. I think he's gonna really maul him as well. So I let that play as well. Break that more down when we get to UFC 235. But till then, everyone, good luck on all your plays. Have fun. Enjoy the fights, and God bless, guys. Have a good one.
Enjoy, everybody. Thanks for watching.